Hi there, I'm Stevan and thanks for tuning in to the Bonzaar podcast, a conversation show about the special burning relationship between Kulin and Blazing Swan. Before we start this mega double episode recording, we want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that host Blazing Swan, the Njaki Njaki people. We acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contribution they make to the life of this region. Because for the next two episodes, we venture out into the paddock of the Kulin racecourse and talk with a bunch of passionate and dedicated burners on site at the burn. Firstly, we are joined by Erin and Will, who are local Kulin residents, and then Ollie drops by for a chinwag after. We continue the conversations with JJ and Wesley, which is available to listen to in the next episode. What makes Blazing Swan so awesome? Let's dial in to find out the secret sauce for this marriage made in Doof Heaven known as Blazing Swan.
Oh, we need to. Hello, pick up the phone.
Ring, ring.
Ring, ring. dial up. Oh, we got to dial up, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, are we back?
Oh, you're a lot clearer.
Are we back? Do we have internet?
I don't know, we got something.
Yes, we've got connection. I can hear you guys.
Yep, that's a lot better.
And there's no feedback, so it's good.
Cool, fantastic.
Excellent. All right. So how is everyone?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Good. Who do we have here? Introduce yourselves. I'm flying blind here. I can't see you guys, but I can picture you.
We can't see you either.
No, we can see you.
Yeah.
Erin here. You got Erin. I'm on.
Erin, hey.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
Good.
We I've just taken over the couch spot, so it's nice and warm.
Yes. It's been
I got Will's here with me.
Uh-huh.
Although I'm his mother, I call him William.
Yeah.
Should I do that?
You can call me William. Okay. That's fine.
It's really
my name.
Awesome. and you guys are local Kulin people.
Yes. So we've been in Kulin for 30 years, and William was raised here.
Yep.
And my daughter as well. She's not here though. Yeah, so we've been.
Does she come to Blazing Swan as well?
Yes, she was here earlier.
Yep.
So, but she comes and goes a bit. She tired. Yeah, I think she gets too tired.
Yeah, it's a lot when you're out here. Every year she stays for a little bit longer and makes it work a little bit better.
But I think, that's one of the beauties of actually being a local. You can just kind of duck home and have a sleep in your own bed and a proper shower and feed the cat and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, does that help? Does it being like, that's a luxury for a lot of people. Does it help to actually go and readjust and come back and be, I don't know, energized again?
Yeah, I mean, we try not to. We try and stay out here as long as we can. But, I mean, it's for setup and stuff, like, we don't have to lug all our gear from Perth. It's still a probably, 20, 30-minute drive from the farm to here to be able to bring everything out. But, we can do all that just with a few car trips. So, and we've got a whole farm to store all the gear on. So.
Yeah, being able to store everything just sort of 30 minutes away from Blaze is a superpower. It really enables us because we run two camps on quite a small crew. Not having to haul everything down in one big go is massive. I definitely feel like.
Yeah, when did you start your own camp, William?
So we started 3 years ago. This is our third year running it, and so we sort of, because Mum's run her camp every single year since the start of Blaze. Was there any?
I did miss 1 year.
Yeah,
that's because we didn't have a crew. That's the one when Meg came and we left you behind.
Yeah.
For your birthday.
on my birthday, yes.
I bought his wife out and left, and he missed his birthday.
And so we just sort of glommed on. We thought it would be easier to, instead of starting up a whole separate camp, to kind of share resources and marquees and stuff. And that was a good idea, but we had to live down in the sound alley where all of the giant subwoofers are 24/7, which was pretty hard work.
And we had massive storms that year.
Huge storm.
And we joined two marquees together, and they leaked all down the centre.
Yep.
It was a trial.
Yep. But then you persevere. Every year you come back and you improve. We learned that. So we split the camps, and we had one down the way and one up. but we kept the name. So Mum runs the camp, THE, Tin Horse Experience, and so we wanted to run a sort of vaporwave Windows 95 90s computing era theme camp. So we called ourselves the Internet, with the same styling, which has caused a lot of confusion for our DJs when we say come down to the camp and they show up to the Internet. But we're working through it.
Even our crew camping area is now called the Mess.
Yes,
so.
We have the Mess and the camp and the Internet.
We're getting everywhere.
I think we'll do a takeover. We'll start.
We even were supposed to have a mutant vehicle this year, but we cursed it by calling it the Internet Explorer, and it wouldn't go, wouldn't load, wouldn't start. So unfortunately,
that's a great name.
Yeah, but
because it doesn't exist anymore.
I know, and nor did our mutant vehicles. So we've had to walk everywhere.
It's called Microsoft Edge or something. Or I don't know what it is.
Yes. So
it's a relic.
I know. Well, we are. Well, we're not really.
that's kind of the idea. Because I think there's a real beauty in things that are not long gone, so they aren't quite respected yet. Because obviously, you look at ancient Egypt, and people are reverent of the things that they had and that they did, but no one looks at a beige computer monitor and thinks, "Wow, what an interesting time." But it kind of is. And as you get a little further away each time, it gets a little more interesting.
To the point where this year we've I do the decorations for the Internet, and we had I actually pulled apart a fatback monitor and used that as a decoration. I sort of put it so it looked like it was all overgrown with weeds and things. And our mailbox, all the theme camps have mailboxes because there's a mail service that goes around, and ours is made out of an old beigey computer. You poke the mail through the CD-ROM spot, and definitely making good use of that stuff.
There were floppy disks before that as well.
Yeah, well, we've got floppy disks. In fact, I pulled a floppy disk apart to just for the artwork, and William said, I didn't actually realise they were floppy on the inside.
I finally realised why it's called a floppy disk. Why is everyone calling this stiff square a floppy disk?
I even got some of the really big ones. They're like, what are they, 5 1/4 inch or 5 1/2 inch? Something like that. Yeah, I even found a few of those lurking around at home. So thank goodness I hang on to everything.
Yeah, that's how I see the effigies as well. Like I look at it, I'm fascinated by it. It's such an old tool or old technology, but people weren't using it back in those days.
Oh, yeah.
It was prevalent.
It did work.
Yeah, it still does.
Oh, well, that one still does. I'm not sure the stuff that we've got does though.
Yeah.
No.
Well, welcome to the Bonzaar podcast, guys. This episode, I want to look back at Blazing Swan, the Kulin township, and the Blaze community, and the relationship, and also from your perspective as well, because you guys are local and live there. And when Blazing Swan came to the site in 2014, or even before that, Erin, what was the whole story behind that?
So we have a racetrack set up in Kulin. We run an annual bush races event, like horse running. And it's an awesome sort of space. It's on someone's farm.
The Kulin Cup.
Definitely the Kulin Cup. There's a whole heap of things, but we also race anything that moves. We've had sheep races and camels and tractors and dog races. They're always good. The sheep always go the wrong way. Hobby horses. And little tin horses on trays. We race those. But anyway, the space, it also has ablution blocks and stuff. And so when Blaze were looking for somewhere to be, they asked, several shires, would they want them? I think most of them probably looked at them and said, no. Anyway, they came to Kulin and said, yeah, why not? And plonked us. And like I said, we got the facilities all set up and everything. And so, the first year, actually, I knew nothing. I knew nothing about it. I mean, I'd heard of Burning Man and stuff, but, all I heard was a bunch of hippies in the mud, or the dust. So and then someone contacted me because I'm with that Kulin Arts, and they sort of said, oh, this is coming, do you want to be involved? Oh, yeah, why not? So
this is coming, but what is it that
exactly.
to you?
You really didn't actually know what was coming.
This is coming.
Yes, this is coming. So I think the first one was only like 3 days or something. And so I came out with a friend. We set up we thought, we heard that you set up camps and stuff. So I thought, well, it's a great way to bring, I was already doing mini tin horses. So I thought it's a good way to, why not have other people come and do them? So we set up our portable gazebo, and we had all our stuff out, and I really had no idea what the hell we were doing. It bucketed with rain. That's when the the Coasis River was formed because the amount of water that was running down the hill, and it just formed a whole river, and it was just wet and it was horrible, but we had fun. And
now have you experienced that kind of do you guys experience that kind of rain or that kind of weather
for sure
out there?
Yeah we've okay. I make a comment when William was small. Actually, we had a flood, and the out the back from our farm is the Continent Lake, and it overflowed so much it was up and over the roads. So we were actually we bought a little boat, and we had our little boat, so we were sailing on the road, literally. but that sort of flooding, we haven't seen that for a while. But I think the rain, the weather's changing all over, and it's certainly changing out here. But we seem to get, rather than just a run of rain, you'd get like it all falls at once type thing. So, but it's good, settles the dust. So it's nice out here to have that. Hasn't rained this year.
Yeah. and it fills up the Salt Lake, which is a good thing.
Well, yeah, as long as we've had years where people have actually gone out in the Salt Lake, and so that's Gilligan Lake, and they have rolled in the mud, and honestly, the runoff that comes from the farms around, I wouldn't go in there. It's pretty disgusting. And they had to be, they tried to use all the showers, but then they end up just getting one of the fire trucks and hosing them all down, I think. But,
the infamous Mudmen incident.
Yes. They try not to have people go out there. But, people go where they go.
It turns out that all of these free-spirited hippies like doing things.
Yes.
When they see somewhere, they think, I can go there.
Yeah. But one year there was an awesome mandala. Someone did a mandala all out of natural, seeds and branches and whatever. It was quite large, and they did that on the Salt Lake. That's pretty cool. It features in a lot of pictures on. I think it's actually on the website and stuff. So
yeah, that's a great art piece. Yeah.
But it's a good location for that. We've got Gilligan Rock and other rocks. A lot of formations that it's not just flat ground, which I think when you look at Burning Man, that's what it seems to be, just
completely flat out there.
So it's nice to have some other things here, and we've got Canut Rock, which gets its name changed quite regularly, and of others. So
yeah,
but even like last night we had the temple burn. There's a rock just where great overview of the temple, so they get up and can sit right up high and look at that. So
you see everyone up there each night for the sunset. Less people for the sunrise. Most people
we do. You hear a cheer go up, and you go, "Oh, the sun's gone down."
Yeah, and it is quite beautiful. You see all the people up there, and it's nice having the terrain around here to help shape the land, and over the years it's sort of gotten utilized and become kind of mythologized as the culture around the area builds.
There's a theme camp out right round over the other side of some rocks. We're talking big formations called the Magical Frontier, and they have all these candles and things all set up in the rocks, and they do toasties at 10 o'clock, and it's and you basically looking straight out because the horizon is very big here, so you can look out and it's just amazing view. It's my view every day. People say, "Do you go to the sunrise or the sunset?" And I'm going, "Yeah, I see it all the time."
Yeah, I'm always wowed when I get back out here at how much sky there is. There's just more sky out here than there is in the city, and it's especially beautiful at night. So yeah, if you come round to the magical frontier, you lie on the back of the rock. A lot of the sound and the light and the madness is behind you, and you're looking straight up and into the stars. It's quite beautiful.
Just the scope of like being able to see so many stars and everything. We've had some good clear nights, and so yeah. And it's actually good. It makes me reappreciate it sometimes because you kind of, for me, it's just the norm. But it's good. You get to,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think once you get to see the Milky Way in its whole presence, you get a different perspective of how significant or insignificant we are.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I just love the the effect it has on people who live in the city or just don't get to see that sort of thing very often. I mean, for some people, this is the only time of the year they may come out in the country. So, hopefully they'll make them come more, which is what we'd like. We'd love people to come.
Well, let's talk about Kulin. Let's talk about Kulin, the Kulin Shire, the Kulin township, where it is, how far people have to drive, all those facts. Bit of history, if you have any.
Oh, okay. I'm not that old. So Kulin's, we're southeast of Perth. And about 3 hours, so it's whatever that, I don't know, 270 k's or something. I think
confuses people because everyone in Perth, they only know down south or up north.
Yeah,
they go, so you live down south? No, go east.
Yes, so but not as far as Kalgoorlie. So we're in the wheatbelt, so that means some people, you say wheatbelt, they go what? But what that means is basically we grow wheat. So it's a lot of cropping of barley, wheat, canola, field peas, lupins, so a lot of that. One of these days I'm going to make my own beer out of my own wheat. I live on a farm, so we grow our own stuff. Also sheep.
We need to survive with all the grains every morning, every nighttime. So it's very important.
It is.
The wheatbelt area.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you're having your toast in the morning. That's wheat that's come from here. So
it's come from somewhere.
We won't get into.
You're having your noodles or rice, in the evening.
Yeah.
You're having your sandwich in the lunchtime.
Yeah. So I don't think people realise quite how much their everyday stuff. I mean, we talk about milk and we talk about meat and the veggies and stuff, but your staples are being grown out here. But so sheep is the other thing run out here. Some people do have cattle, but you need a lot of water for cattle, and that's not really something we have lots of.
No, lots of land, not very much water.
Yeah, so farms are huge. Like they're not just little pokey hobby farms; they're quite large. I mean, ours is actually small, and we've got like 2,500 acres. So, but
not to brag.
What's the population of Kulin?
Someone said, and I think, oh my God, I don't know. Kulin Shire is quite widespread. In town, there's probably like, we're working in the hundreds. I think when we first came, it was like 800, but now not in town, but the whole shire. And as I was saying, like farms are very big, so you sort of have massive amount of land, but not many people there.
Just one family living there.
And the problem, and a lot of the farms now, people are buying, like if you're selling, if someone's selling up and they will buy, and then the neighbours will buy their farm. So we're not getting more people coming. That's what happens to the population, starts to decline for that aspect. And I mean, the town is here for the farmers, but also you need the farmers to buy from the businesses. So, it gets a bit tricky. So you don't have a lot of diversity in the sort of stuff that you have in town as far as shops and things. But, we got a pub. We've got a home. Actually, the pub's owned by the community. It's now the Kulin Community Hub.
Yep.
So the Kulin, it was like basically getting sold. No one wanted to buy it. So the community, we have a community group, and they stepped in and actually bought it. So as a result, on a Thursday, we have volunteer day. So anyone can go in and work in the pub, and obviously with the right licensing. But you can go work in there as volunteer and, just part of contributing to Kulin. But, it's good. We have a, decent collection of enough shops that, you can certainly be out here and have all that happening. Yeah. So,
and you guys are known for your sorry?
I was going to say, we also have a massive water slide.
We do.
Yes.
We have the biggest water slide. We have a little aquatic centre. Our aquatic centre is a pool.
Yeah.
And we have a massive water slide that is the biggest in country WA or something, I think.
Something like that. It changes every time.
Yeah, or the Southern Hemisphere or the world.
Yeah, I think it might be the world.
The world. We'll say the world. But it actually that all came from someone in Queensland was selling. Well, they were literally giving it away, I think. But you had to come and get it. So a bunch of our farmers got in their trucks, drove to Queensland, dismantled this slide, and they very carefully numbered all the pieces. So it was going to be like a jigsaw to put it back together. Brought it all the way back here. Then they got the high-pressure hoses out to clean it and rubbed off all the numbers. So, but it's up. It's fantastic.
And it really is like a cornerstone of the childhood of any kid in town.
Yeah. My daughter got a concussion on it.
Yeah, she was one of the first.
She was like the third person
right
down.
On the side.
She hit her head. But we don't talk about that. But we get people like they'll come out here. Schools will bring the kids out for drive with the bus and bring their kids here for a day. So it's quite a draw card for people to come for just for the slide. They'll drive and out here, driving 100 k's to go down a water slide is nothing. So that's what you do. That's just what you do. So.
And you also have one of the cheapest petrol prices around town as well.
Oh, yes, we do, definitely. So we decided that you need to you want people to come to Kulin. So how are you going to do that? So things like our caravan park is a pay what you think. So you pull in. There's no set fees. If you want to pay $10 for a night, you do. If you want to pay $50, you do. So if you set your own fee. But also, we have the petrol. We have a 24-hour petrol, and the extra, like when the fuel comes in, it's obviously whoever gets the fuel charges it, puts their little bit on top. But our shire doesn't do that. It, keeps it fairly minimal, and as a result, we're quite comparable to Perth a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes
we leave from Perth. We get down here and we're like, why did we bother? we shouldn't have feel that when we left.
So that and that's just one of the things that Kulin does. Like, I think we're very innovative about some of those sorts of things. Even our bush races events been going this is our 30th event this year. So and that draws in 4,000 people, and they all come in for a weekend. They're actually less civilized, I think, than Blazing Swan. I think they don't understand the concept of moop, which is matter out of place. Matter out of place. So like rubbish.
Basically.
That's a nice compliment to the burn community.
Oh yeah, much better. I mean, I have literally seen people on their hands and knees picking up little bits of glitter and stuff off the ground here. So I think they leave it better than when they arrived. And same, the amount of stuff that's out here for a week, it's certainly is a big credit to the Blaze community for thinking about all that. So I think they probably pick up some of the bush races rubbish as they go.
Probably do. Well, that's one of the things that Blazing Swan wanted to ensure is that Kulin wasn't just the place that it was being hosted, that they were sort of getting something back. And so there's been a lot of art donated to Kulin, the big egg with the flamethrower removed. They decided that wasn't a good public sculpture. More flamethrowers at Swan than in town normally.
Where is that actually situated or located, so people can
directly
visit it?
Yeah, opposite the pub, we have a thing called the visitor zone or visitor discovery zone. So there's a whole walkway, and you can actually the walkway has little plaques on it that shows where the bush racers have donated money back into the community, but also there's a little sort of stage area and a bit of art there, and the eggs sort of mounted up on the stage. So it's opposite the pub. Next to it, we've got a new all ages precinct, which has got flying foxes and basketball and a whole bunch of other stuff for all ages.
It gets bigger and nicer every year.
Yeah,
You come through. That whole strip all the way, like, used to just be the skate park, the gazebo, we put in the playground. The war memorial is beautiful there.
Yes, yeah.
Across from the hall.
And we're still actually, we recently had a town meeting of, what do we do next? And I think they're still looking at more ways of making that whole entrance look good and, invite people to stay in Kulin. And we're getting that now. People stay in Kulin rather than stay out at, and then they stay out at Hyden or something. So they stay in Kulin and then they venture out. But that means that, they're doing all their stuff in Kulin. And rather than staying somewhere else and then just visiting Kulin. So there's a number of people you see walking down the street and you say, how you going? And I say, oh, great. We thought we'd be here for 2 days. We've stayed a week. So we must be doing something a little bit on the right way. So.
Yeah, and it's all along the main street and along like the same road as the Tin Horse Highway, essentially.
Yeah.
When you come through Kulin. There's a lot of towns that you just know from driving through. There's a lot of towns out here that sometimes I look around the corner and I go, I don't even know where this place is. Yeah. I've been through here 600 times. I've never looked one block deeper. And so having the beautiful main street that's really inviting, lots of caravan facilities and stuff like that is a huge draw.
And I think we're talking about the Tin Horse Highway. So because we have a bush races event, I think it was after the first one, and one of the farmers, so the track is about 15 k's out of town, and the road that leads out, one of the farmers along there made a tin horse and stuck it in the paddock, and then the next, the farmer over the fence sort of said, well, I can do that better, as we do. And so they put, something out, and then we ended up with a whole football match made out of tin horses with a suspended on a wire, a football, and they were like doing, up on each other's, I don't know what you call that. What do they do when they, jump on each other's back in footy?
Screamer.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay, whatever. But then as a result, there's well over 100 tin horses of various shapes and sizes. We have a competition every year at the bush races. So we get a lot coming in from out of, like, not even Kulin people now. They're coming in from out of town. And it's also spread. I actually live out the other side of town, so we have ours on the west side.
Yes, the best side.
The best side. Well, we have the biggest. we have the West Kulin Whopper. It's what it's called. It is massive. It's very think big, huge, like giant pineapple size. That sort of
giant pineapple.
Size. Well, what are all the giant? Giant banana, giant crayfish.
Yes.
Isn't there a giant pineapple?
That probably is. Probably in Queensland.
There is a giant pineapple, yes.
That would make sense. Well,
giant sheep, yes.
Yeah,
giant,
down at Wage, and there's Bart the sheep. He's pretty massive too.
I didn't know he had a name.
Yeah, his name's Bart. He's very definitely a ram. Yeah. Anyway,
so what are these tin horses or tin characters? What are they made of, and how do you guys produce it? How do you guys make it?
Okay, so they're tin. They generally,
but from a barrel, I guess, from a
so like 44-gallon drum is the sort of the usual sort of size, but we do, honestly, they've made out of all sorts of stuff, and a lot of, my dad and I, we've made over 20 of them. Some of them we've had to retire through wear and tear. A few of them have had their tummies shot through several times.
I think the East Kulin Whopper burned down.
The East Kulin Whopper?
Yeah, there was one out this way.
Was there?
Yeah, big one made of hay.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So they're made out of everything. So, but we actually, so basically we just, get an idea. Like we wanted to do, like I did, I came across some of those gas bottles that you do for like the helium ones, and they were sort of round and pink. So I made a row of horseradishes. So they have heads like a horse, but they look like a radish.
There's a lot of puns along the road.
And generally, you just make them out of all sorts of stuff, and hopefully they. And we've had some out there for 20, 25 years. Just go out every now and again and give them another spray paint and a bit of pot riveting and a bit of wire. So many of them are just wired up. I sometimes get a bit embarrassed because my opinion is they should just be viewed from a distance. But people get up really close and personal, and they just look like crap. They're well worn.
Yeah,
but we've had.
If there's anything that farmers have a lot of, it's spare metal and
and the ingenuity.
The ability to fix things to each other.
Yes, you can wire anything to anything. So, but we've had on the highway. We're on the third police car, so. Someone put out a car with a couple of police standing doing random breast testing, and two of them got set fire to. So we're on our third one out there. They get stolen. I've had 3 of them. People have taken them for a walk and never brought them home. But anyway, that happens. We just build another one.
I saw one that was of Reagan from the Olympics. The Olympics Reagan.
Oh yeah,
Someone did a tin horse of that.
There's 2. There's 2 of them. So that's sometimes whatever the recent topic is, they'll do that. So I think, are they called hay gun, nay gun, I don't know, whatever. But there's actually 2 of them, and they've put them on the highway side by side. They were in last year's competition. So but someone did one that's it's a whole wave, like a one of those tube waves. And they've got it's just huge, and they've got like a horse on a surfboard coming out of the tube, and one sitting up on top. There's even a dog on a surfboard and everything. So but there is just you name it, someone's probably made it into a horse.
And really, like, everyone gets involved. There's a couple of ones built by students that come to school. I think I did one as a student.
Pegasus
is out there. The hardest one to spot, probably.
Yeah. Oh, it was the constellation Pegasus rather than the actual constellation. Pegasus. We got one out there we've got 2 actually. One was painted by someone at Blaze, but another one was made by the Pool Room, who were one of the theme camps here. So it's a unicorn with a rainbow. They decided there was no unicorns, which is surprising.
It's surprising, yeah.
So it's a unicorn with a rainbow, and that's out there as well. So. And we've got someone driving around at Swan at the moment. They've actually got a tin horse on top of I don't know, something with electrics, and they're driving that one around. So they're quite they get into everything.
Yeah. Yep. I was trying to think of some of our puns, because there's the Australian Defence Horses.
Oh yes, I like that. Yes,
all 3 branches. You've got the Dead Cert.
Which is literally a dead. It's a skeleton.
Yeah,
a horse skeleton.
It's a bit morbid, but.
But no, they're yes.
Good one.
I don't know what else we got.
I'm trying to remember what the name of our boat is.
Oh, that's nag. Kulin. Instead of Kulin nags, it says Kulin dags, and then the D's crossed off and it says nags. That was my dad's joke. I also think it says MTGG.
MTGG.
That's its number, like its registration, which is MTGG is a hungry horse.
So does building a tin horse?
What's a hungry horse?
MTGG.
An MTGG.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
GG's a horse. Oh God, guys, you're too young.
Who raised me?
Not me. Blame your father.
So building tin horses. Do you guys get inspired in doing other art projects?
Yeah, I guess
at Blaze.
Oh, at Blaze. Well, I mean, I'm all about the tin horse out here, but this year I've actually been, because I just bring out a shitload of craft materials until people go for it, because they say, oh, how do I do this? And I say, well, it's a tin horse. It's not real. It doesn't actually matter. But I get people come in and they'll say, I'm really not crafty or anything, but I thought, come and have a look. They'll be in there for hours and then they'll come back the next day. Literally, I've had people like 2 days in a row just in my tent for 6 hours.
I think every year there's at least one person who just spends every day there.
Yeah, but this year we've also, I incorporated costume blinging so people could come in and, jazz up their costumes, or a lot of newbies don't quite know how to
how some of the outfits are.
Exactly. Yeah, that's probably what I'm looking for. So they just want to add some extra. I had a whole bunch of people have come through this year. They've collected tins as their cups. I said, please wash them. And they've decorated them. So they're walking around with these hanging around their neck and using them as their actual receptacles. We've had doof sticks being done.
Yeah, we're going to have to go stick searching for next year.
Yeah. Everyone comes and says, where do I get a stick from? We say, well, look where you are. You're in the middle
around the corner.
You're in the middle of a paddock. I said, go up the hill. There'll be a stick. But
they
yes,
literally grow on trees.
I have had to put a stop to people hot gluing gems to their body, though. We're not doing that. Some people try everything.
That's too kinky.
Not too kinky, it's too freaking hot.
Too painful, yeah.
So but I mean, there's lots of other arty stuff, and there's more art camps showing up, like with just all sorts of arts. It wasn't
Moss
a
running
lot
the little
before.
art house is fantastic,
and doing all sorts of other things as well, which is good. So there was a whole little tent that was all covered in crocheting. Like we did that on one year. We had a frame covered in crocheting. It was our crochet chill cave.
Yep.
Which is great. It's good to have, takes the pressure off my stuff.
Yeah.
Other people doing crafting stuff.
Because it gets really busy. I think we're going to have to scale up a bit.
Yeah.
It's full every day.
Are there other Kulin locals that also attend Blaze and, set up theme camps or volunteer or?
No, not theme camps. We've got a few people who might join in with another camp. I know of a couple of locals who, well, there are ex-locals, I should say. They're like families still here, but they, moved on. But they come and they've joined other camps. But I think we're the only actual theme camp from Kulin. They had one year. Did have some guys came out. They had the export tent, and basically they gave away. Yeah, they gave away export beer, and they had every night they had some sort of animal on a spit, and which got completely every bone sucked dry.
Yep.
They expected this bunch of hippies who would all be vegan or something, and we just went nuts for this roasted meat. So, So I think they came out just more as it was also a bit of a dig at the whole live export thing.
Yes.
That's how long that's been going on.
Really? Yeah, true.
We
forgot about that.
Won't get controversial over that. Keep the sheep.
Yes.
Yeah, most of the time.
I remember that year.
Yeah.
There was a whole thread, there was a whole discussion about that. So it was interesting.
Yeah, and I think, like they did have a bit of it. Someone actually did the wrong thing, and, the whole, that you can basically do what you like as long as you're not offending or, you're not bothering other people. But, someone actually did some graffiti on their tent, I think, but not in the right way. And I tell you what, the community came down very hard on that person. So, but anyway, each their own. But they kept going, the boys in mine. all a bunch of local young farmers. So they love a good joke as well.
Yeah. Most of the locals that I see out here are the Ambos.
Yeah, the fireys
who were chatting with the fireys.
Yeah. How do they sort of like view Blazing Swan? What's their take on it?
I think it's, like I said, compared to the bush races, it's actually way more civilized. Considering the amount of time that it runs for. Yeah. And the diversity of people. But it's actually, and obviously the things that might be consumed out here, I think they find that it's actually, much easier to work.
People are a lot more responsible for themselves, and if not themselves, then for the other people around them.
Yes, so
it's a really big support network. You see at music festivals or similar things, somebody in the crowd is having a hard time, or they fall, and they sort of get pushed to the side. Here you'll get taken off and given some water, and the rangers will get called in. Yeah,
and even if whether and everyone's sort of, no one's going to walk past someone who's in trouble. That everyone will.
Yeah.
Someone will help you.
strong sense of sort of civic responsibility.
Well, it's that community. Yeah, it's definitely a community. That happens. So I think as locals, I think they're quite happy. Even the cops and that.
Yeah.
They zap everyone on the way out, but fair enough. That's their job. But they still don't have any issues. Actually, sometimes the worst issue is when we get some yahoos from town who think they can just jump the fence and come in and cause a bit of a ruckus, but they don't. Yeah, they're just they're not the people who would normally be. They're not burners. They're just annoying. So I think sometimes.
Yeah, there was one year a bunch of bikers showed up at the gate, I think.
Yeah, that'd be right. So yeah, and I mean the police are perhaps if they have to, they'll be dealing with those people rather than actual people inside. So I think overall, I mean and that's the thing about mostly people respecting Kulin as well. There's always going to be a couple of who go a bit too fast through town or fill up their water or
use the emergency fire hose to clean their car.
Last year we had over 30 degrees every day, and it was even I was just
yeah,
and it was so much dust that someone saw that at the petrol station, the petrol there, they were using the emergency fire hose to wash their car. And so my friend actually went over and said, yeah, you can't really do that. So I get on and remind people about, how to treat Kulin on the way through as well. So
yeah, you're using up the local resources.
Yeah, well, not just that. That's actually illegal, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah, and like people say, can we fill up our water tanks in Kulin? And I will automatically get on the chats and say, no, you can't do that. It's even, bigger, more, it's something we need and less of than you'd have in the cities. So please just, bring all your own gear.
Yep. Talking to the people at the hardware shop sort of day before Swan kicked off, and I was saying they were saying that basically all of their business that day was people getting last minute things for Swan.
Mm-hmm. Well, their trailer's broken this, or their caravan's broken that.
A couple of bolts, a spare battery.
But that's the other thing. The organisation uses they don't. We say to people, don't come here and expect to buy all your groceries because there's only a limited amount for us, sort of, or it's not like a big Coles in a city.
It's not Costco or Walmart or something.
Yeah. So but if you do need something, it's certainly please you shop here. But and I think Swan do that with our hardware. They sort of have a deal and get things in. Although I went to buy some star pickets and they said, oh no, Swan's taken them all. So it's good. So the Swan's trying to use the Kulin facilities as much as possible, but without running us into the ground. So. Which makes it a good event,
Yeah, I think it's a perfect relationship because Kulin is known for its humor, for its being artsy and stuff like that, and so it works well. I think the relationship.
Yeah, and I think that you can really see the comparison that one of our most cherished parts of the town is the Tin Horse Highway, and that it's a big community event, and that it's quite artistic, and that it's quite resourceful and creative, which is exactly what Blazing Swan is. You can really see the parallels there.
And with the site, it's a private property?
It is.
Yep.
It is. But I mean, the whole setup is here all the time. But it is still private property, and they will put a crop in, some sort of crop in when there's no one around, like between events. So our event's not until like the bush race, not until October. So there's time to actually put in some sort of cropping system. But and they quite happy. They work in well with everyone, and they. So the owner, he comes past. I was doing a training for rangers, so we have rangers who go around and just keep an eye on everything. They're not the police; they're more there as helpers. And they, the owner went past in on his quad bike, and they said, "See that guy? He can do whatever he wants."
Surge.
Yeah, Surge.
Yeah.
Including I think it was the first year that or the second year where we had burning the effigy, which is and he it was pouring with rain. And we're all still standing out there watching this thing, and Serge stripped down to his undies and raced around. And I think that's where the nudie run started. After that year's, it's more and more. Like
now
this
it's
year,
huge.
Yeah, the number of people who strip down and run around the effigy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even a burner at the time.
Nah, God no. He just enjoys a good time.
Yeah.
So no, we love it.
All right, I've actually designed a little quiz, a Blazing Swan quiz. You guys want to play along?
Oh God,
yeah, absolutely.
Let's test your memory then.
Oh.
So this is all about Blazing Swan. It's asking about themes and what year and so on, and how many people attended. If you can,
I never know
guess.
how many people attend.
This is all on you. Sorry.
It's on the website, Erin.
Is it? Do I don't look at the website? Why would I? Hey, and there's no connections out. No, we've got no coverage out here at the moment, so I can't even cheat.
Website is for people that haven't been to Swan yet.
Well, we are the internet, so I do say to people, I
the satellite.
I do say we are the internet, so maybe I don't know, maybe it'll just come to us. Go.
Okay.
We'll see what we can
Question
do.
one.
Okay.
Question one. In what year was Blazing Swan not on?
It would be 2019 or was it 2020?
21?
Well, it was 2 years.
So 20 and 21. There was 1 year where they did shorten it.
One was cancelled.
One was cancelled outright.
Didn't run, and then one was.
And then there was a shorter version. 20 and 21. I know I've got a 19.
Yeah.
22 and 20. Yeah, 20 and 22. Yeah.
Oh, there you
and
go.
what was the reason why it was cancelled?
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or we just,
I remember that.
Or we just couldn't be fag coming along.
I remember that year because we got all of our friends excited to go who hadn't been. We were going to have like a big year. Everybody was excited. It was like the perfect time in our lives. And then it got cancelled, didn't come back on. And now they've all got kids. And
lost it.
They're never coming out.
Anyway. Well, there you go. Well,
in which year was a theme beyond the black stump used for Blazing Swan?
Ooh, I should have brought my hat. I have all my tags.
We went to that one, so it must have been 18? Like 18. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yes. 28.
Yeah.
2 for 2.
How many people attended that year, do you think?
Like 20.
Millions.
20 or 30.
Yeah,
somewhere between those guesses.
Somewhere between those two numbers. I don't know.
Little private
2,500.
More than that. It was 3,000, over 3,200.
There you go.
It was probably one of the biggest attended.
Is that right?
How many one were? Yeah, around that. Well, 2018, 2019, I think, was peak.
I always thought it was a silly theme anyway.
Silly theme. It did come
beyond
after
because
it was sort of after a chain of like illumination, imagination,
exactly, and then
emergence,
then this weird
sort of
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
So then it was beyond the black stump. But then we sort of pivoted, and now it fits in better. Now that we're doing cosmic coincidence.
Yes. I feel like it should always be that. That's what the theme should be, something like that. Yeah, because we had illumination and blah blah. Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Well, this is the next question. How many one-word theme have Blazing Swan used?
There you go. Well, probably up to 2019, since we think that was the first.
Yeah, but they've had. What was last year?
Last year was vintage. No, neon
caravan.
Neon caravan. That's it.
Well, hold on. That could be an answer. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that one right too. I reckon.
So when did Blazing Swan start?
5? Did you say 5? Half of them. See, Blazing Swan had 10.
How many
one word 10
thing?
Last year, so this is 11.
Maybe 5.
5.
4. Inception, inspiration, illumination, and elemental.
There you go.
Yep.
We knew that. We do now.
Okay, what?
Elemental was my first Swan that I attended.
Was that the one? So
that would be 16? No, 17 maybe.
17,
right.
Anyway,
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably a question down there for it later. Okay, what is the 2025 theme for Blazing Swan?
2025.
Cosmic coincidence.
Space crabs.
Yeah.
Space crabs. Most definitely.
Well, what was the other one? Oh, Bat Country.
The what?
Bat Country, was it? Do you remember Bat Country?
Oh,
An alternative kind of theme for Blazing Swan.
yeah.
What was
Up there with Larry.
Question 7? What was the 2021 Blazing Swan theme?
2021.
You didn't have one. Oh no, we did.
Yeah,
Did we?
it was almost a trick
We didn't-
question.
I was gonna say,
Was that the
did we
small
have
one?
one?
Was that the small one in
What was the one you
between?
and I went to?
We're
It was in between
consulting
the
with my wife
cancellations.
across the room.
And we're now realising she can't hear you. So, 2021.
2021. Let's do it anyway. That was the theme.
Come and have a fuck time.
Were you there? Were you guys there?
Probably.
I
Phoenix
wasn't.
Rising.
I had a
Phoenix
Phoenix Rising.
Rising. There you go.
Really?
Oh, now she's nodding and smiling. She knew it all.
Oh,
along.
that was when
She
we.
knew it
I think
all
that was when we
Yeah.
didn't have a camp.
Yeah.
That was the year we didn't
Right.
actually have a camp.
Yeah.
But
And I didn't.
we did come.
Well, no. You went.
Meg and I did.
Meg went.
Yeah. We left if
You
William to
I mean, how
celebrate
could
his
you not?
birthday
You just
by
lived down the
himself.
road.
We actually literally did. We didn't sleep here because my daughter had it.
Yeah.
She was renting a place just up the road, so we literally went home every night.
Mm.
That's good. Good sleeping.
Question 8. In which year was Poseidon's flame used for a theme for Blazing Swan?
Sun's flame.
Not what were we? 23.
It's only recent.
23.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. Yes.
So I think I've got.
And how many people you reckon attended that year?
6,000.
I mean, it must be around 3.
80,000.
80,000.
No,
I think that was Burning Man that year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Let's there we go. Back to my 2,500.
2,900.
Oh,
So yeah, about 3,000 people.
Yeah.
So this is just after the cancellation. So people were like ramping back
Yeah.
up.
Is
Like,
that counting?
yeah.
Is that counting? Is that just the? Is that counting crew as well?
Sure.
Yeah, probably entire. Yeah,
Must be,
entire. It's
That's
around.
the entire
It's a
number.
ballpark number. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. Do you remember that year?
That was the first year.
That was the
we
first
ran
year
a
we
camp.
ran it together.
Mm,
We didn't
Yeah,
sleep
okay.
much, so
That was
you're
a
lucky
pretty,
we
was a
can
pretty
remember.
rough year.
It was. That's why. So they called it Poseidon's. That's why Poseidon's Adventure,
True. Yeah, they did invite
and it pits down
invite
with
the
rain.
storm by
Oh yeah, not just.
invoking Poseidon.
Oh my god, it was a storm.
Well, how's that for picking a theme and then not realizing the weather?
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
forecast?
I think they just jinxed it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough.
What was the theme for Blazing Swan in 2019?
2019. Was that elemental?
No, that was
No.
all in.
No, they finished the one word themes.
Larry.
Oh yeah, we already did this one.
Happy as Larry.
All I think of is leisure
You got-
suit.
Leisure
Leisure
Suit
Suit
Larry.
and
A little different.
A little different, yeah.
Little
Well, not
different.
really.
that was it. That was
Did
the
we
last
win?
question.
Did
There
we
you
win?
go.
Did we get
Yes,
a
you
prize?
guys,
You
yeah.
did pretty well, actually.
Good memory. Good memory.
I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be harder.
And
It helps being there as well.
And we didn't
It helps.
even use Google.
Mm.
Yeah.
You got
There
it.
you go. We are the internet.
Oh,
We got all the
straight up.
answers.
Yes.
I quite like this year's theme, Cosmic Coincidence. I've had a lot of people have been talking because when you're at Blaze, your entire time is sort of
One
just
big coincidence.
coincidences, one after the other, bumping into someone that you haven't seen in 6 years suddenly, or just at the right time, you think, oh, I left my water bottle at home, and the person next to you has one, and it
Just
really
run like
is.
that. It's often like that.
Yeah,
It's that community thing
really
too,
is just
isn't it?
lots of coincidences happening all the time, and that's what drives you forward. That's what a Blaze moment is.
Mm. But I find that happens every year. Like you get all
Yeah,
these
yeah. But
connections or
absolutely, but,
blaze miracles or synchronicity or
Blaze Miracle is
That's
a
a
good
good
term.
one. It's better than last year. Last year was just a bit too much neon for me, I think.
I was quite annoyed because that was our theme. Our theme is the neon pink and blue. So
Yes.
we weren't
paperwork
special.
look.
We were just doing the theme.
We thought we were special. Oh,
Yeah.
we're special anyway.
So thinking about the past effigies and temples, what do you guys remember and what's your favorite ones or the ones that you
I remember one year I got in trouble because I stuck onto the ground early and I took a photo and I posted it and they told me off.
I do remember that.
The year that they had.
So you're the one.
Yeah, I'm the one. The big swan with the egg, obviously, because the egg's in Kulin.
I felt like there was one with two swans.
Yes.
Next to each other.
Yes.
I liked that a lot.
Because they've and the change of location, like having, because they used to all be down on the flat down the bottom here, so. But now they're all in the same spot up here. Last year's was pretty cool with all the different effigies. They had depiction of the different effigies all the way around.
That was very cool. It was very good.
So that was a good one. I didn't like the hat.
One of my favourite burns is
Happiest Larry?
Nah, didn't like that.
One of my favourite. I don't actually remember. I don't think it was a temple or a real effigy, but it couldn't get burnt that year because the weather was no good.
Oh, yes.
And so we came around a week or two after.
Oh, no, that was Swanhenge.
Yeah, Swanhenge.
Yeah, you're talking about the Swanhenge, yes.
Yeah. And so we came around after with a handful of people. I was pretty young. I would have been probably 17.
Yes, and we had Colin brought out his trebuchet.
Yeah.
So
and that was such a beautiful night where I met all these sort of swan people.
We all slept in the
slept in Camp Hart. We
and
played,
set fire to that
tried to figure out the rules to Hold'em poker.
Oh God, I still don't know that.
Burn something, and that was like my real first taste of the swan community.
That's probably a good way to get it.
Experienced. And really small scale, really intimate, and really special. That's probably what kind of hooked me forever.
We're stuck here now.
So that's my slightly off-center answer for best effigy. Is the one that no one else got to see burn.
It wasn't actually an effigy.
And wasn't an effigy in the first place.
It was an art piece. It was a burnable art.
It was all made out of hay bales. It was a Swanhenge, they called it.
Yep.
So like Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And we actually like when they were looking for like crowdsourcing it, and I contributed the most. So I got the right to set fire to it, to set off the spark.
Yep.
And then of course we didn't have it, so that's where we came back and did that one. So and that
was the second year, wasn't it?
The what? Oh no,
that was the second year.
No,
or first year.
No, it was
a couple of years in, but not many.
Yeah, but that was that's one thing about living in Kulin. Yeah, we could come and have that still happen.
Yeah,
so which was a nice extra bonus.
In terms of best temple or my favorite temple, it's very hard to top this year's.
Okay,
which is a beautiful courtyard of trees, basically. Just a really amazing use of space and structure.
It actually burnt really beautifully too.
Beautifully,
it had, with it sort of
big embers straight through the center and billowing up. Yeah, and it had really sort of powerful message inside. Yeah, definitely some recency bias, but it's stuck in my mind very strongly.
I don't always get to see the temple.
Before
I have a problem, because I run a daytime camp. Unless I'm wandering around the night, I don't always get to see everything.
Yeah,
so.
Well, and because we run a daytime and night camp.
True, a daytime and a nighttime camp.
You wander over to the internet and answer people's queries.
Yes.
At night. So.
Yes. Yes. But no, I mean, any of the burn. I mean, they had a special burn this year where they burnt the church.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, the original church. I missed that too.
Yeah.
You missed it. Oh.
Told you, I can't get to anything.
we were having dinner.
But I mean, I remember, the church when they used
next minute church burns down.
Yeah, when we were down, they would write down at the almost the exit going out, leave when you were leaving, and that's where we would house the church. So you had to wander all the way down there. They were never allowed in with everyone else. They didn't play nice.
But people would make the pilgrimage out there. It was quite
awesome.
special and quite interesting.
They had blood baths and stuff.
They were always far away.
And did people understand the history or the meaning or why it was burnt and the story behind that?
I think there's plenty of us around who know, what the church is about and all the rest, and that they, It was a part of Blaze. They're a nice bunch of people, but geez, they're funny. Actually, we saw the naughty nuns were out again this year delivering ice.
Yes, the nuns on ice.
Nuns on ice were out. That was pretty cool. So we haven't seen them for a few years. So that was a nice thing to come back.
Yeah.
Did they deliver it in a hearse?
No,
they deliver it in a hearse.
They borrowed one of the art cars and just filled it up with ice. So and we just but basically you go and ask them for ice and they tell you to fuck off. So I don't really know how that works.
Yeah, well, that's what I asked around about why it was being burnt, and I also just got to fuck off. So
you probably need to ask them after Swan.
That's actually the real answer. Why?
I think.
Yeah.
I think it's just. Well, it's probably it's 10 years old. So maybe it's just done its dash. Everyone needs to upgrade or maybe got termites.
Well, the church is in all of us now, so
yeah, I feel like it would have got termites. We probably breathed
We've got Christian to thank for that.
Yes, definitely. We're talking about. I haven't actually been to Pox Eclipse, but that's my next challenge sometime.
Well, hopefully Ollie will be on and we can chat about that a little bit as well. Let's talk about why do you guys come back every year? I mean, this is your Easter holiday as well, and you guys must have had Easter traditions over the years as well. So why come back to Blazing Swan? What is it about Blazing Swan that you love?
Well, it's actually easier for me because my family is here. So Mum's coming out here every year. If you want to do Easter with the family,
I think the first few years my husband sort of wasn't too sure because I was also taking the kids with me. So, well, not when they're little, but I mean, they were coming out here. So, yeah, he sort of felt a bit lost with no Easter. I mean, we've never been, there's enough chocolate to go around here, I think, and hot cross buns. But, I mean, look, it doesn't bother me. I'm a teacher, so also I'm on holidays at the moment. And, and being of the older generation, I'm not working or anything. So, but it's a good way to go. This year is quite good because, obviously today being the Easter Monday, or we don't have to call it Easter Monday, but then we have Anzac Day holiday. So it's a 3-day working week. So I think people are a lot more relaxed about being here and staying for until the end. But you do get people who just come for over the weekend sort of thing.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think the thing that keeps me coming back is that there's nothing like it. There's nothing with the same mixture of community and art and music. You can get little slivers. You can go to a festival, they got the music, but they don't have the community. You go to a doof and it's like this, but kind of weird.
I've always said if it wasn't in Kulin, it's not something I would have done.
I was going to ask you that. What happens? What if it was in Perth? Would you drive 4 hours like?
No.
Everyone else.
No.
We'd make her.
It's become my thing now. But it was definitely, if you're thinking like 11 years ago or longer, it was not. It definitely wasn't my sort of thing. I mean, I'm an arty person, and all that, and music wise and everything, but just not something I would go to. But because it was here, and I guess because we got actually contacted, being with the Kulin Arts, we sort of got contacted and said, this is happening, blah blah blah, and sort of went from there. That we just. And I thought, anyway, I'm all about, like I said, all about bringing people to Kulin. So that's why I bring a bit of Kulin to here. So as well.
Yep. And I think probably being here and you going helped turn me into the sort of person that would want to be here. Yeah. When I saw this for the first time, relatively, very formative years, that definitely changed the direction of my life. Quite significant.
Are you also planning? Yeah. Are you also planning to experience the East Coast burns or international burns and even Burning Man?
No, I'm not that. I'm not. Sorry, I'm not. I'm not that keen. I mean, I don't do, festivals or anything like that. That's just not what I do. But like I said, here, I don't think I enjoy being a theme camp because it gives me something to do, and I love seeing people coming in and experiencing crafty shit for the first time and doing stuff. And the people who come in and say, "I can't do this," and you say, "Yeah, you can," and they spend 6 hours doing it. And I think I did come one year with my daughter-in-law, just as a participant, and I knew people, so it was quite nice. We could hang out with them, but it was not the same. I felt like I didn't have a home.
Yep.
I needed to have that space and that connection, I think, but I just didn't get it as a straight up participant. I needed to be doing something.
You need to be giving something.
Yeah, and that's because that's who I am. I like to. I'm a big volunteer person. I like to do a lot of volunteer work in Kulin, so or anywhere. I do volunteer work in Brunswick.
Yep.
It's also the small town mentality, I think it is, which is more welcoming as well as getting involved, getting to know people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, small towns thrive. You have to have volunteers. I mean, our entire bush race event's run by volunteers. And you're talking 4,000 people coming into town, and it's getting less and less. And I'm sort of working on some things at the moment where I'm trying to encourage that volunteer feeling in people, and the wanting to help out, and do that sort of stuff. So, for me, that's my challenge. I grew up with a family, family volunteer. My mum and dad, my dad's 90 and mum's 85, and they're the biggest volunteers I know. So I
was going to say that it's in your lineage.
It's definitely in my blood to be a volunteer for things. So so that's and that's what I was saying. That's why I need to be doing something. I'm not necessarily want to be taking, and I know that's not the concept here, but the idea of I couldn't give enough. Maybe that was it. Maybe So whereas running a camp, God, running 2 camps now. It's just that's my I like it. Love that. So I don't know. So I don't know if I'd go to others. No, I guess if
I also only really have like one a year in me.
Yes, well, that's true. It does take a while.
One every year and a half or so. It would actually be nice. They come around quick.
Just when you're coming down from Swan, then you start revving back up again for the next one. And, doing all that stuff. And all that stuff we say, we're going to, straight after Swan, let's do this and this, and we don't. So, it's definitely...
Well, how do you guys decompress after this? So what's your usual routine?
I sort out all my craft materials. and tip and take everything out of crates and tip all the dirt out. I just, I mean, I'm a on my own sort of person anyway, so I find, but I've got my crew around for a few days, which is quite nice. We do mega chill. We sit around and watch bad movies and eat pizza and twisties.
Yeah, we try to take the pack down a little slow because it's very hard to packing or setting up is fun because it's exciting. It's as much work, possibly more work, but you're building something and then you get to enjoy it. The pack down is the hard part.
You're also you're tired.
You're tired. You spent like all week at Swan. Your sound system exploded.
And you don't want to leave as well.
And you don't want to leave.
Yeah. It's another advantage of also being local is we can take our time and we can come and go.
Yep.
I mean, 1 year I came out because they were short on people to help, like the general helping, and I sorted all the lost property. That was quite fun, and it was a wet year, so it was. But that and even that, that's sort of a nice way to, and being here with all the crew that. All the organisers and everything, and helping them out in that regard. But I think
I think that does taper you off a bit from the intensity of the week.
Yes, it's not just an abrupt end. I'd go back to work.
Yeah, which I did. I had that. I didn't do my decompress very well last year. I had basically we had a pretty rough pack up, very rushed. I got up back home, and then the next day I was still going. I was still on full throttle, and so I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll unpack everything. I'll clean all of my extension cords, like I'm in the kitchen with a cloth, cleaning 100 meters of extension cables and moving cars around and dropping stuff off. I was like, this is great. I'm getting so much done. The next morning, I called in sick for work because I couldn't get out of bed.
And I think
just all crashed all at once.
You definitely need to take that time.
Yeah, I just didn't move all day. So this year we'll maybe be a little bit more respectful of my body and my energy.
I think that's part of also the difference between people who run theme camps and people who just come as a participant. I think, I don't know that people realise quite. I mean, people say, "Oh, thanks for this and thanks for that." I don't think they quite realise. Just Blazing. If there was no theme camps, there's no Blazing Swan. I mean, there's no anything. So really, we're the backbone of it all, and I think we just you put a buttload of work into it.
You do,
but we do it for the fun of it too.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
You put in a buttload of work, and it's all worth it when you look out and there's 20 people holding hot glue guns and you see 3 people dancing to the silliest music you can play in your tent. It's
definitely
it becomes all worth it very quickly.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's why we love it.
Yeah,
that's why we come back.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Plus, it's a challenge, right? Every year, because we had quite a rough first year as a theme camp. We had a pretty good second year. Every time you come back and you think we're going to do better, you don't think, oh, that was really hard. Let's give up.
Yeah.
It's a tricky challenge to do, and it's all for not just yourself, I guess. A lot of someone was saying after they spent the whole day in the camp doing up their doof stick, he was so excited at the end of the day. He said, it's been a long time since I've put so much energy and time and focus into something for myself and not just for like the person paying for my time. And I think that's a huge part of it, is that this is something that we want to provide, and it's hard, but that makes it worth it, and it makes it a good challenge to crack.
How do you sell it, or how do you tell people what you're doing, like what this community is or what Blazing Swan is?
It's really tough.
Do you have a good way? Yeah, it's tough.
I don't have a good way.
I've sort of tried to develop one
frankly,
over the years.
Yeah.
Like, especially for telling Kulin people. I've done, the first few years I spent, and I would do a little report, I guess, up for our local paper. But just trying to explain to people what it is about, and that it's not just a bunch of hippies out here doing drugs and whatever.
But also that it sort of is.
People always I always say, look, this goes on, people are running around naked, blah, blah, blah. I don't.
Just to clarify.
I mean, they're not wrong. It's just that they're probably not right as well.
I guess I'm trying not to put that image in their brain, seeing as I am a local and they have to look at me every day. So
yeah, it's really hard to explain. Once someone comes for the first time, it sort of clicks. But yeah, I haven't found an effective way to get across the idea. I usually try and invoke Burning Man. I say, Burning Man, it's a big festival thing out there, and people tend to know that. Some people know it too well. I mentioned it to a cousin the other day, and he was like, "Oh, so it's like a bunch of tech billionaires cosplaying as homeless people." I said, "Well, no, there's less tech billionaires here."
I usually go with the community.
Not at Blazing Swan.
Yeah,
no, not at Swan.
I tend to go with the community thing. I say, it's a community.
Yeah.
It's, and everyone is like-minded. If you're here, you tend to, well, not everyone, but, the majority of people are here with the same mindset or the same like mind, that you're here to, be a friend to everyone. And I think the gifting community, having all that going, is that how that happens too. People are constantly, they get in the swing, and I think it's for some people who don't have that sort of volunteer experience and all the rest, and then just suddenly, how welcoming someone is when you gift them a piece of your apple or something small. It doesn't have to be huge, and I think for some people that's a huge eye opener to what human beings can be or who we can be. So yeah, it's a great thing. It's a good learning for those people who don't get that chance to do it.
The daytime is definitely the hardest to explain. I usually have to give examples because people can sort of understand. At night, there's people set up big sound systems and they play music and they have fancy tents. But and they say, "Oh, who's playing?" And you go, "No."
Yeah,
there is no who's playing. It's just like
someone will.
Someone that can play will be playing.
No headliners,
and they're not brought in for the event. They're going to the event and they're also here. And so people sort of get that across. But then I say during the day, you could also go and get a coffee or have a nap or watch incredibly competitive and surprisingly violent pillow fight at the Pillow Dome.
Yes. That's scary.
Well, we do get Daft Punk as well.
I was going to say Daft Punk up on the fence. Yeah, up on the trash fence. So I think that's where everyone went to get their sticks for their doof sticks.
They probably did.
Yeah, that's about as headline as we get.
And I definitely think that actually, like, the camp is a great example of we just bring a bunch of craft supplies out and people can wander in and make something. And I think that starts to get the ball moving in people's head about what people are bringing and giving and what you'll be doing while you're here. That definitely helps.
All right. Finally, do you guys want to give a shout out or say anything else? Shout out to your crew, to the people that helped you out, and
definitely my crew. Like, I mean, I love them all. I mean, we're all family.
They do a mega job. Like, it's a lot of work. There's not many of us, but everybody in the crew is super passionate and is willing to help out and understanding. Like, it's probably the hardest thing that we do all year, but everyone still shows up and
I think, yes, we haven't lost anyone to. I mean, people come and go, but usually something might change for them. But generally, with everyone, they say, look, they can't come this year, but I can come next year.
Yeah.
But I think also to all the other theme camps. I mean, as I said, without theme camps, Blazing Swan doesn't exist. From the smallest little tent to
without Black Lagoon, nothing happens.
No, get your coffee in the morning. Bought my own pop machine out this year, so I didn't have to wait in line for coffee. But I mean, right down to the belligerent churchies, we love them.
Yeah, and the organisation
for sure,
all of the infrastructure, DPW. I was thinking the other day about how crazy it is that we have a radio system where you call in and say, Black Swan, this is the internet, and 24/7 person will be on there and they'll direct you in their little room. I assume they've got like a old-timey operator board that they're plugging everything into. Like, that level of organization is not just important, but just like it's vital.
The infrastructure to get power to every camp.
Yeah. Power, toilets. The toilets are amazingly clean for how filthy everyone is out here.
It's pretty,
They do a fantastic job. And like, without that, the whole thing falls apart horrifically.
Oh, and
so quickly.
Yeah, no, there's just to anyone who does all that pre-work and the effigy builders, the temple builders, the everything. It's just phenomenal amount of work.
Yeah.
That goes in behind the scenes that, people just don't realise, I think. And they certainly need, mega, 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 mega praise.
Absolutely.
And when do you guys get preparing for and planning for next year? Like,
next event?
Bigger and better? No.
Usually,
I start like pretty early.
I got told I should be bigger. I might need a bigger tent.
we probably should
if
scale up a little.
Yeah, it's just more cleaning up of craft materials.
Yeah,
so
we start planning next year,
today.
the day that we rock up to Swan.
Yeah.
And we start putting things together, and we go, why didn't we bring this? Oh, we have to do that next year. No one writes it down. Mum does. She writes some things down.
I sit and write notes. Yeah.
And then your brain refuses to think about Blazing Swan for 6 to 8 months, and then you madly rush to get the next year ready.
Yeah, we get the next one. Visiting every
that
op
seems
shop.
to be the system.
But
Well, it's worked out.
That's good.
Hasn't failed.
No, with tin horses,
you get by every
always.
year.
I thought this year when I opened up for costume building, I thought, it's going to be all the tin horses are becoming, blasé. No one wants them, and they roll out of here in the thousands. I think I should count them one year. How many?
Yeah.
You guys are part of the whole landscape now. I mean,
that's right.
From the beginning, as you start,
Yeah.
Part of the furniture.
Yeah, part of the furniture, pretty much.
We are on a very low couch. I'm not sure that Mum's going to be able to get out of this, so she may literally
this couch I'm sunk into.
become furniture here.
Thank goodness for the that's why I have a young crew. I figured they carry all my stuff, and when I'm in my tent, I say to people, right, look down. If it's not dirt, pick it up, put it in the bin or in one of my tubs, and my knees say thank you. So it's getting to that point.
Well, how are the double G's in Kulin?
They're not too bad at our end.
Not too bad.
They're around.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just part of the landscape as well. So
stepped on a couple.
It must be just the first 2 years, I think, when there was no, hippies on site yet. So
yeah,
I think the first year was pretty terrible. Second year.
I can't believe how many people get around in bare feet still. But,
oh yeah.
I think we're probably cleaning them up a bit actually. I think people are picking them up and hopefully disposing of them rather than just chucking them around. But it's a staple. I take my caravan back to my dad after this, and he always finds double G's like 6 months later in there. So I think you just have to put up with it. It's one of those things.
All right, thank you very much for coming on having a chat.
Yeah,
fascinating stuff. Yeah,
I'll see if I can get off your couch.
It was great. Thanks for having us on.
Nice chat with you too.
Yeah.
We've got Ollie coming on next for a chat, so let's take a short break and we'll be back after these short burner voice messages.
This is Ranger Double Shot coming to you from Blazing Swan 2025. Just want to shout out my beautiful Ranger teammates for doing such a good job of keeping everyone safe this year. Love you guys heaps.
Sintrao, Antre Doit. Stevan, Namley, what's up, man? This is Hotwire here. I just want to say congratulations and well done on the Bonzaar podcast. Man, the website looks incredible, and just kudos to you for all the hard work and effort you've been putting in. I can't wait to sit down and have a little chinwag with you. I just think this medium is incredible. As you know, we've been talking about this for a long, long time, and it's so good to see this. I think communicating and chatting and sitting down and expressing ideas in this burner community is just such a wonderful thing, and this is a great medium. So hats off to you, bro. Kudos. Can't wait to see you. Maybe burning seed, who knows? But every time we see each other, it's always a great time. Thank you so much for the silent discos, and yeah, man, just keep going. Keep doing art. Art is amazing, and this this audio art is incredible. I think sitting around and having a good conversation with people and, hearing about their art and their expression and their joy and their wonder is just incredible. So thank you so much. Can't wait to see you again, buddy. Can't wait to chat. Love you heaps. This is Hotwire. Take it easy.
Yeah, okay, cool.
We're recording.
Okay.
All right, well, welcome to the Bonzaar podcast. We have Ollie on. How's it going, Ollie?
Going good. Just towards the end of the event and a little bit sleep deprived, but all good.
Yeah, quite an eventful day, you said earlier.
Yeah, we just have the last minute sort of stuff going on with tyre participants sort of leaving and people enjoying themselves with what they got left and having a bit of fun. And we're just maintaining it. In the bigger picture, it's not that much, but it's just a bit of work for us behind the scenes.
Always busy. Yeah. It's a pleasure having you on. Let's chat about your origin story. How did you get involved, or how did you discover the Burning Man culture, and how did you get involved forming Blazing Swan?
So basically, the first time I found about Burning Man culture was I was riding a motorcycle through North and Central America, caught up with some mates, and they were headed to Burning Man, and I happened to be I think I was in Oregon at the time, and then we headed on down and could get tickets at the gate still. I think it was back 2010, I think it was, off the top of my head, and sort of over festival sort of styles at the time, like not really my jam anymore. I'd rather go to see artists play, and then went to Burning Man and I was like, holy crap, this isn't a normal festival, and it was mind-blowing. And then ended up going again 2 years later, and then come back to Perth, and then we started chatting about possibly making a burn here in WA with a few crew.
Yeah, that was 2012, 2013.
Yeah, I think it was the end of 2012. We got chatting. 2013 is when we started doing stuff on the ground and become, I suppose, an entity.
Mm-hmm. And you had a camp out at first?
Yeah, so I was reliving this with a few people before, like our memories going, like this is about, 12 years ago or so. And so my understanding is we had something happen up at Bickley Valley, up at one of the organisers' place, Paul's place, and we did a small, like a 350-person camp out on a property up there. And that was with all the key members. I think you've spoken to quite a few of them already, Wes and sort of, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, Kat and Matt and I'm not going to remember everyone's name off the top of my head right now. It's late now. So the core 7, I think it was 12 people at the start, and 7 of us jumped on the board.
Mm. And then there was the planning of the first burn in Inception.
That's correct. That's right. We you've probably been told this by a few people we organised, that we didn't find. We got the property, I think it was in December. We got access or permits to be able to hold it up in Kulin out in the wheatbelt, and then we decided to have it in Easter, and so that's 4 months set up for the first blaze. And we were only expecting 350 people like we did at the first one up in Bickley Valley. That quickly escalated to about 1,200 people. And it was like, holy cow. So action stations, but luckily we had a core group of people who just had all the skill sets that matched each other's to be able to pull off everything. So we all chipped in, and any hole that was there, it was filled by another member of the team.
Well, there's a story behind how we became to Kulin, how it was first rejected because God said no. So let's talk about the.
Do you know about that story at all?
Well, I do know it's well passing, so it's been passed on. But
I'll give you my version of it. So basically, we were looking for venues. We were searching it high and low. We were all given sort of areas to go and chase. And I think Louis and a few other guys went down to a place sort of southwest of Perth, sort of start of the wheatbelt country, and looked really promising venue, but it was more rolling green hills, granite outcrops, and a creek and stuff like that. So it was really beautiful, very lush, green place sort of stuff. Not an ideally playa sort of version of a thing. And this is for you're picturing for 300 people, like you were saying. Yeah, about 300 people or something like that. So it would have been a bit of a challenge, I think, to grow into that space. Plus, I didn't actually visit the space myself. I've just got told the accounts of the place. And because then I remember after they looked at the venue, they told me they went back to the house or the farm shed or whatever it was that was there, and like a cool space with lots of backpackers or woofers and all that sort of stay and help out in the farm. And they got there, then the lady, I think it was the lady, said, this sounds really amazing. I just have to ask and see what God says about this. And, okay, that's interesting in itself. So the guys left, and I think this was like a week or a couple of weeks, I don't know what the actual time frame was. We were all having a meeting up at Paul Jorgensen's house, and there was a phone call on someone's mobile, And it was the lady ringing up, and basically she rang up and said, well, look, unfortunately, God said no. And so we were like, okay, it's probably we might have dodged a bullet there. So, and then obviously Louis then started up his theme camp, God Says No. And I actually, with Frankie, started up another theme camp called God Said Yes. So, and then we had the swan, the first swan in between, God Said Yes and God Said No. Yeah.
Parallel to each other.
Yeah, exactly. All in a nice straight line. So I think God Said No was on the edge of the playa at the time, and we were up the base of Tanuk Rock.
So they were actually on the Salt Lakes.
We had one camp on the Salt Lake because the Salt Lake's actually too soft to go onto. It's very, as soon as you break the surface, we've had to pull a few people out there to try to go driving on it, and it's just mud. After about an inch, it's just mud after the crust.
Yeah, and then I guess it was God did say no because we had a drenching, right? So
yeah, we had a drenching. I don't know whether that's God saying no or God bringing everyone together, because I think
that's right. Yeah,
what created the community of the whole of Blazing Swan was that flood, because it put everyone out. There was tents underneath the mud. I remember, I think it was Camp Coasis. It was coming through knee deep. Yeah, it was coming through knee deep through their camp. Therefore, we called it Coasis Creek after that. And I think it was a DJ playing, and he just got on for his set, and they told him to get off, and he's like, "Oh, I've just started." And they go, "Look down," and he's like, "Oh, okay." All the water down there, and there was a couple of funny memes after that with the inside of the Coasis, and it's got Blazing Swan, God Says No, all that sort of stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And how did the locals react? Looking back at it,
the first one, when we were starting to burn the Swan, is when the rain started to come through, because that was the night of the rain. It was actually burn night. Yeah. And we had the owner of the property, Serge, down in his tidy whities, after maybe, let's say, 2 or 3 beers, dancing up a storm and sort of semi-breaking perimeter. And when the perimeter people ask, who's this? And it's like, he's the owner of the land, and he's been the only person on site who's been allowed to break perimeter the whole time. But he was at a safe distance. He was kept an eye on. But yeah, he absolutely, because it's break of the rains up here, so it's wheat area, so they love all when the raids come through, which is normally around Easter time. But at the start, it was obviously those dirty hippies out in the bloody bush having bloody orgies and taking lots of drugs. And then now it's come to be part of the community up here, and they're really responsive to it. And a lot of them get involved. We've got like a tin horse experience out here, that because we have the Tin Horse Highway, which is quite famous in this area, around the Kulin area, and they build little tin horses at Blazing Swan.
Well, do you remember the first year we had the emu export camp, which was a local...
Yeah, which was on the sheep export, live sheep export, which sort of twisted a few people the wrong way, and I think there was some graffiti left on the emu export tent, because they were serving up sheep on a spit and emu export. So, which they were neither here nor there about it. It was offended a few people, but everyone seemed to be fine with it, because that's what the livelihood is out this way.
Yeah, no, that was just a local gesture for the community.
Yeah, they were all jumping in. There was farmers jumping in and getting involved, and they loved it. Yeah.
And what about the first 2-3 years? Well, the first 4 years, I think, when I was there, the theme was mostly like a one letter, like a one word theme.
We couldn't seem to keep away from the letter I. I think it was Inception. There was Ignition or Ignite or whatever. Then there was. I can't remember.
Yeah, and then there's like Beyond the Black Stump.
Yeah, then we got the Beyond the Black Stump, which is at the back of nowhere.
But it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. You got to drive 4 hours to Kulin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unless you come into Pox Eclipse, which is a bit further.
5 hours,
Yeah, so it's a heaven to drive back from here.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that there, Pox. And I've never been yet. Looking at the photos and the videos, it looks so good. How did you guys... how does it run, and how do you guys manage to keep that community as well, like to build that community?
So basically, it was born out of like myself and Kristen from the Church of Belligerence because we're right into our car scene and sort of motorbikes and rock music and that. So we've been toying with the idea for a long time, probably about nearly 8 years or so, and just looking for the place to be able to hold it. And but there's such a community. It's like a Burning Man. It's like your Wasteland weekend over in America as well, and it involves I suppose you'd call it a LARP community and stuff as well. We've got quite a few LARPers coming out. But also we've got guys who are just into Mad Max to no end. Like we've got one guy, Kev, he's got 2 Mad Max vehicles. He's got the Mad Max Interceptor from Mad Max 1 and Mad Max 2. He's building, what is he building now? He's doing the Knight Rider's car, and doing an MFP car, the yellow and red and blue, pursuit cars from the 70s. And yeah, but that's been jumped on board and everyone seems to love it. And it's just been growing. We're trying to keep numbers really small. Like we're at about 500, and we're happy at that size at the moment because we don't want to go too big. We want to keep community rather than just open it up to everyone at this stage.
And how's the relationship with the locals there? Is it Southern Cross?
Yep, Southern Cross is where it's held, so it's going really well out there. Shire's been helping us out to no end and doing some really cool stuff. Giving us a nice space of land out there, involved with the local motocross community. There's been a few little tensions here and there, but it's all been pretty well maintained and really well going. Looking at holding our next one in October this year, and yeah, looks like it's all going ahead flat out. Well, once we get away from Blazing Swan, anyway.
Yeah, was there a bit of hesitation in terms of what you guys were bringing to the place, just like Blazing Swan and with Kulin?
There was a little bit of hesitation, but I think they're probably more on board with the theme that we've got, being a country mining town where you got all the people who are sort of into their cars and stuff like that. So it's more of I've been talking to a lot of farmers even around Blazing Swan area. They're pretty keen on it because a lot of them have got cars all hidden away in their sheds and stuff like that. So there's a lot of rev heads around.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hike for them, but no, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to go where the party is.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a pretty damn good party. It's very different than Blazing Swan because obviously we've got a licensed venue out there, so we put on a main stage which is on the back of a semi-trailer, and we have bands playing on the back of a truck, and we have a bar there, and then we have what we call clans, is what your theme camps are. And they're all based around, we've got a radio station out there, Dead End Radio, and we've got, Bodega Bazaar, which do like a cabaret sort of style thing, and it's all just very wasteland looking, and all nice red dirt, which gets everywhere.
Yeah, and you got some volunteers as well out there.
Yeah, we've got a lot of volunteers, got a lot of cross volunteers with Blazing Swan, and that's a lot of keeping like the ranger theme going over there, and mental health sort of stuff. And we're growing slowly because obviously we're a lot smaller, and so we build as we need in regards to those sort of stuff. But yeah, it's a very big cross pollination.
Yeah, I can see a lot of crossover there with the Burn community. Nice.
Yeah, it's just like Wasteland Weekend and Burning Man. Very like you got the Death Guild basically from Burning Man going out and building the Thunderdome out at Wasteland.
Yeah, cool. Let's talk about a bit about the evolution of Swan. So, yeah, you were there in the beginning. We were there, and until now, it's been a lot of work, and I think it's from the perspective of people from the East Coast, it's one of the better bands in Australia.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a really good burn. It's just absolutely amazing. It just blows your mind. Because like at the start, we were a bit worried how it was going to work because a lot of people hadn't been to Burning Man, sort of heard about it, but didn't know the concept of it. And like theme camps were like, oh, they're going to be able to understand what we're trying to get them to portray and all that. First year, bang on. They just smashed it out of the park, and it's having that base has been so good to work from, and it's just it grow and grow and grow is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and like the landscape as well. It's growing bigger. The city is obviously filled up with more people,
Yes, certainly.
And the theme camps has evolved as well.
They certainly have. We got some of the old favourites sort of getting a bit older and having new blood go through them and change sort of styles. And then you got all the new bloods coming through and absolutely smashing it out the park with what they're bringing to the playa, or to the edge of the playa, I suppose.
Yeah, but also an end of era for the Church of Belligerence.
Yeah, that was an interesting one on I think it was the Thursday night. We got out there and they built the church, and that was our first burn at Blazing Swan this year, which was a absolutely marvellous burn, a bit of a heart-wrenching one.
It took a while? Yeah.
We actually went reasonably quick. They did a wonderful job on setting it all up and doing all the burn plan and stuff like that, and it was burnt to exactly as planned, flames popping through the roof and coming through all the little panelling on the walls and stuff like that. And a bit sad to see the church go, but I'm sure they'll grow a little bit, although their new camp where they're based out of is being called Timu Church, because it's just been thrown together. It's like everything from Timu.
That's not the official name, right, for next year?
I don't know. I think we can make it that. If they won't like it, they don't like it. I know that. Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people are familiar or aware of, like, there's a backstory to the church being burnt down, or even the Church of Belligerence itself, like the theme camp. So, do you want to talk about that?
I know basic stuff on it. I know a little bit how it started out of the faraway tree tribe. Where it was started, and you had two different sort of styles of people in there. So you had like the happy faraway tree tribe people, which were beautiful people, and then you had Kristen, who well, they got the name from, I can't remember her name off the top of my head at the moment. Basically called Christian Belligerent. And he liked the name so much, he thought he might as well start something with it. And there started the Church of Belligerence. And from there on, and have they been belligerent? Yes, they have. Doing all their stuff like raining blood and black metal yoga. I find it quite nice. I'm walking home 2 or 3 in the morning, walking away from the doof, and there in the background you can hear a nice Pantera playing, or just some nice metal in the background that's going, that soothes my soul. Some normal music.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was definitely in the cards or planned, like they were going to burn it down.
Yeah, it had come to the end of its life. It'd been used for, I think it might have been 8 years or so, it might have been more than that. And just the condition of the actual paneling and everything they built, it's just old now, so they've got to do something new. So they decided, well, we were going to be super belligerent, and for Pox Eclipse, just steal the Church of Belligerence and take it to Pox and burn it, rather than burn it at Blazing Swan. But we got too slack to do that.
That's too meta. I mean, people
exactly.
Yeah.
So
you're crossing festivals, yeah.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Same but different.
Yeah, and you said it was emotional.
Yeah, I know. I think there was a photo of Kristen. I was sort of involved. I was event manager at the time, so I didn't get super emotional. I was more working. But I think there's a photo of Kristen with tears in his eyes, but also that cheeky, bloody, evil smirk he has on his face at the same time. So, end of an era, start of a new. And I've caught up a few of the church crew afterwards, and they're, happy and sad. It's good to see it burn. It was a really good performance as well. So it was not just the burning of the church, there was a full performance by the Church of Belligerence crew before they did it, and it was really amazing. I think there will be some video out soon on that. It's a bit hard to describe exactly what it was without actually seeing it.
And like usually they always feed the crowd afterwards as well.
Usually. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. I had to shoot off before the traffic got too bad and I couldn't drive the car through the crowd because there was quite a few people there.
Yeah.
And quite a few people yelling, "Save the church," when everyone else is yelling, "Burn the church."
Well, for the uninitiated, they will probably get offended. So because it is a symbolic kind of figure.
Well, it is until you go into the Church of Belligerence and see what they're all about. The good old greeting of "fuck you" with the good old middle finger raised, and all the belligerent sort of behaviours. And so because I remember, I think Kristen was toying with the idea of taking the Church of Belligerence to Burning Man, and the idea was to have a upside down cross burning on the front of it. And I think then they realised, maybe that's got slightly different connotations in America. So it might not go down too well, but they didn't end up having the facilities to go take it to Burning Man itself. So it all got done here.
Well,
instead.
I think you need to build a following. You need to build a history and a backstory. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've done it pretty well. A lot of their books that they release, because they have their own little, because we have Swan has the WTF, the Where's the Fun guide. And I think the church prints booklets out every year for all the people that go through there and gives a backstory and tells what events are on, all that sort of stuff. I think this year they got lazy and they couldn't be bothered writing stories, so they just wrote this page left intentionally blank on every single page on the left-hand side. It was very, very belligerent.
They're collector's items. I've got some of them. I got one of them.
Yeah.
Probably the first one.
Yeah.
They do good swag, the church.
They do absolutely amazing swag. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But let's talk about some of the theme camps this year, or over the past as well, how it's evolved.
Yeah, so we still got good old Coasis from the first year. They're pumping. Today's Monday, so Rum Punch Monday still cranking. So I'm going to be working tonight, so I can see I'm going to be dealing with a fair few drunk people. Because we close at midnight tonight here, and I don't even know what time it is now. It's probably about 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock or something like that. Whatever, 3 hours less than what you are over there.
3 hours behind,
yeah. 7:30. And so, we're going to go around and shut people down tonight, so it's going to be I'm get to be the fun police, which is going to be fun. Other theme camps we've had, the Magical Frontiers are really amazing camp. So if anyone knows the Cave Rock area, around the back of that, they're sort of, you walk through around the back of the Cave Rock and they've got a theme camp through there, which is sort of like you go through these swinging Western-style doors and you get in there. They have a little bar there, a lot of candlelight, fairy lights, and amazing toasties. They do really cool toasties. People just absolutely love them. And they have a bit of live music playing out there, all run by this Irish crew who the lead of the crew, Joe, actually did the temple this year at Blazing Swan. So they had their a little fair bit of work put in front of them, having to build their theme camp plus also build the temple as well, which was an amazing feat and an amazing temple as well.
And what about you talked about the live music. That's something that it's kind of like, dying in the last few years of live music. It's more electronic music now. So,
yeah, most of the theme camps are based around electronic music. So you've got God Said No size down this year a little bit compared with what they normally do with like their big pyramid and stuff like that. You've got Fun Casbah, which have been cranking the tunes. You got Abode, who another amazing electronic music space. What else we got up there? We've got To Be Confirmed. Another really cool space. What else have we got up there? Trans Central Station, I think it was. I'm trying to rack my memory this late in the evening. What else is up there? Treetops, good old Treetops are up there. We've had Chainsaw Cobra, who have been here for a while. They seem to have changed up there. Their lead has had to move away from Perth now, and they moved to a cabaret style thing with performing arts happening. I think I went past, there was a clown on stage doing an act.
Nice. And
I think there was accordions being played there as well and all sorts of stuff. So, and
that's a different transformation.
Yeah, they had a huge techno system before. They were all techno based, and now they've gone to more cabaret style, which is quite interesting. And then I'm trying to think what else is down through this way. And then you got the good old steampunk pancakes. Where I'm sitting right now in the library or I can't remember the official name for this place, but I'm sitting in a nice little library set up, which...
That's the Infinite Loop.
Yeah, up in Infinite Loop, which is the quieter spot for camping and for a couple of theme camps and a bit of crew camping. And, yeah. And I don't think they've organised the library too well. There's no Dewey Decimal System or alphabetised, so we haven't had anyone with OCD come in and get overly ambitious on it yet. So I think they're still waiting.
And how does it? And what was the band like this year? Both the effigies and temple.
I can speak for the temple. I can speak for the temple bill because the effigy burn, I was actually asleep. I got woken up by the fireworks, which were, I think, were pretty big because I've helped do the fireworks before. And this year I was feeling the vibrations in my tent, so it woke me up, but I didn't get to see it, unfortunately. But temple burn was amazing. We had a big circular temple. Because to me, the whole thing of Blazing Swan is the temple. It's the heart of Blazing Swan, whereas the effigy is the party, and the temple is where all the community gets together to either unload emotions or help people through, or just unload stuff from their life in the default world. And I think they did an amazing job this year. And the burn they did this year, slightly unsuccessful in the lighting of it because it was trying to get a flame arrow being shot onto a lighting pad, and unfortunately it missed on a couple of shots, but we ended up getting it lit up with one of the flaming arrows being dragged across to it. A bit hard to see in the dark because it got delayed a little bit, as all burns always seem to happen, delayed by about 20 minutes or so, and it's just too dark to see. But then it went up, and this year was actually amazing because there was a few people heckling at the start. As soon as it all started, there wasn't a noise at all on the hill. It was just dead quiet. It was quite moving. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the silence makes it more impactful.
Oh, it hits you so much harder. And having that many people all together in one space and everyone just being respectful and silent was just mind-blowing. Yeah, it pumps up the heart.
Yeah, we've had incidents previously with the temple burn where people, it wasn't silent, and I think that's through the growth phase of the community. So it's more of an education thing and respect, and
you've been trying to do education throughout the whole. I think all burns suffer from the same thing. It's just when it's quiet and there's people who have had a few things to drink or whatever, and they get excited or bored and it's quiet, so it's their chance to do a big yell out. But this year it happened at the start, but then it was all quiet from there, and it's just a process of just teaching everyone what the whole burn is about and understanding.
Yeah. So let's talk about the West Coast, the Perth, Fremantle area.
Yep. How
is it different to the other burns, to the East Coast burns? Or how's it unique, Blazing Swan?
We're cooler. No, I guess we're more isolated over here. We don't have such a big population base on the West Coast. And sort of initially, you got Fremantle, which is a bit more bohemian than the rest of. It's got that sort of arts culture sort of thing, which is getting slowly pushed out of Fremantle due to gentrification and stuff like that. But that base around there, you got all the people who are sort of in this burner, I suppose you'd say burner mind like people who understand the whole concept. And so that's helped tremendously. And then now it's spread across all of Perth and everyone's started to get into it because now Blazing Swan's, it's going really amazing now. I think we had about 3,500 people this year. And no real major issues, which is absolutely amazing. Everything we've been able to handle in-house, and it's all been pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists and creative people in Fremantle.
Yeah,
which builds that community, away from the Blaze, away from Kulin.
Yeah, and been going for as long as Blaze has, for about 10 or 11, 12 years. It's fostered the community as well by putting back all the art grants and getting people to be able to understand that they're artists. Everyone can be an artist, just given a chance to be able to create something out there.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do. It's the checklist is to go to Blazing Swan.
Yeah.
Do you have any travel tips?
Well, it's it's good to have touch base with some local burners here to be able to help you navigate if you're coming from interstate or overseas or something like that, because it is a little bit difficult to get out here. But everyone's willing to help out and chip in, and might be easy to get on with the theme camp and have a chat with theme camps and suss out what's going on with them and help out through that way. If not, general camping, and pretty much your neighbours will help look after you. And it's a big community. Everyone seems to understand the community side of things, which is really good, and helping each other out. So it's been tremendous in that respect.
Yeah, and for the people that wants to create something, build something, there's also support in Perth there as well.
Yeah, so we give out grants, and we used to have the Swan's Nest, which is now no longer, which is a space we used to be able to help artists build stuff at. There's looking at doing something again similar. We've done a lot of stuff where we've been able to, well, I haven't been involved with it, but they've been creating space on site, lay down yard, where we can keep artworks and stuff up here and reuse and repurpose and all that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, being able to give money to help people create the art that they need through the Blazing Swan Arts program has been absolutely wonderful. And there's been some amazing art out here this year, which is really good. Lots of light effects and interesting takes on different aspects of what art is. I think there was the Shart Gallery, which is it shit or is it art? So it's up to the person to make their own decision whether it's art or shit. Yeah.
And what about the art over the years? What impressed you?
Just the creativity and the different sort of concepts. Like I remember one year someone got all the 5-cent pieces and created the echidna. So made a sculpture out of the echidna and then glued all 5-cent pieces, which has got the echidna of the 5-cent piece on it. And it was this huge, I don't know how much money was actually put on it, and gluing all these 5-cent pieces onto this art piece, which is about just over a metre high, I think, and probably about 800 mil wide, and stuff like that, to these geodesic shapes with all these lights on it with infinite mirrors, and I think I'm trying to think of another. All the art that I've seen, what was the space crabs incubation space? Laser projection things and trees with speakers and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, I obviously would like to have seen more art, but I've been working too much. So there is more art here than I've seen.
Yeah, there'll probably be some people asking about what happened to the Millennium Falcon. What happened to the Star Wars guys?
I think you can Google it and it'll give you directions how to get there, because they've I saw
they parked it somewhere.
Yeah, so they've moved to just north of Perth. The guys, they've been doing it. They've been the 90s Duff crew, so they're all getting on an age now, and it takes a toll coming out here and building. Well, the first year I think they built the Star Destroyer, which probably fits about 20 or 30 people in. Then they stepped it up, and Obi and all his crew then built the Millennium Falcon, which was, I think that could hold about 100 and something people in it. And I remember sitting inside at one time, full screens in the background. They had what's the bar from the Star Wars movies in there?
Cantina bar?
Yeah, it had the Cantina bar in there. And I'm sitting in the middle of a sheep paddock just going, you wouldn't believe this is a sheep paddock. It's a full Millennium Falcon nightclub. So from the outside, they're all painted up and it's basically made out of, patio or shed structure, and then clad with metal around some sides, and then the cover was all canvassed in from the old CBH, which is a cooperative bulk handling wheat silo things that they have here, all the leftover canvas. And so they did all that, and then I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, got a bit too much, and then they moved the Millennium Falcon to a property about an hour and a bit out of Perth, which has now been concreted into the ground, and now used it as a venue for fundraisers for a lot of the camps of Blazing Swan, especially Coasis and a few other ones.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're still open to the Blazer community and to be used, but also it's on private property, so if you do find it on Google Maps, you can't see it from the road because it's down a hill behind it. So you can't kind of try looking for it, but it's on Google Maps as well.
Yeah. Well, speaking about permanent art, what about the year when they built the egg as well and they relocated back into the
the
Shire?
Matt Bray. So it's the third year I think it was, where we built that ginormous swan with telephone poles holding up its wings, and like a swan with its wings together in front of it and the body behind, and in the middle it was sort of covering an egg, a wooden egg, which when burnt then revealed the metal egg below it. And that was then gifted into the Kulin Shire at the end of that blaze, and is now sitting in the Shire of, well, the town of Kulin, I think in the Rotary Park down there, which can be seen by anyone driving past. So that was donated through to them, and the egg was probably about nearly 2 meters high, I believe. And yeah, fractured sort of egg. It was really cool.
Yeah. That was a good gift.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a unique relationship. I mean, most burns and events would have to have this kind of relationship with the landowners. Talk to us about building that relationship with Kulin.
Well, because we were really lucky, because when we first jumped in and we got the property, there was I think, I'm trying to remember the surname, but Jen was involved with the Shire of Kulin. She was, I can't remember her role, engagement officer or something to do with helping create the community officer, build the community in Kulin, which is a really progressive town already. I think they already had EV chargers in here and all that sort of stuff. And they've got the Kulin Bush Races, which is the site we actually run Blazing Swan on. And that had been running for about 20-something years, I think, before we got here. I think they're into their 27th year. And they're pretty big as well, so they do all the bush races here. But obviously when we first get in, we're the dirty Frio hippies coming in, doing all the crazy stuff. But because of the management team we had in place and the management plans and all the professionalism we had behind it all, the people we're dealing with in the Shire were understanding that we weren't just coming out to have a big bloody party in the bush, which we were, but we were also planning behind it as well and making sure everything was done properly and to the law and all that sort of jazz, and just continuing on the communication between each other and slowly growing and working with each other. There was a few rocky years, but like I haven't been here for a couple of years, and then I caught up with the locals, and they're just loving it all up here, because the amount of people coming into town, going and buy stuff, the fuel, buying all the stuff from the general shops, and then on the way back, all the cafes and stuff get absolutely hammered and making money there. So we're injecting money into the local community, which in the wheatbelt towns is very rare, because it's basically just a local pub and a couple of shops, and the towns are dying because all the young people go into the city to live their life and move away from the farms. But coming out here, it's sort of like revitalising the sort of area, I suppose, to a small degree, with this and the bush races going through. So it's been quite good. And yeah, key community stakeholders with all the police and the Shire and the St. John's ambulance and all the people involved there, the fireys and that. It's been really great.
Yeah, it's hard to see Blazing Swan anywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. This is its home.
So we'll talk about where do you see the future of Blazing Swan? I mean, we've got a lot of new faces, you're saying?
Absolutely.
As well as the old faces are also, also coming back to Blazing Swan year after year.
Yeah.
It's good to see. But
yeah, it's quite good this year, because there was quite a few of the older crew come back who hadn't been out here for a few years, and there's been a few that have been out for quite a number of years, and just catching up with them on site and just seeing how our little baby's gone and where it's going to, and it's absolutely amazing to see that it's still got the community there, and I think it's been transferred well, and they're taking hold of it and making their own, which is absolutely beautiful. And and all the infrastructure behind it's easy to grow. Because I remember struggling the first few years trying to figure out how to bloody pay for everything. Now I think it's slightly more comfortable where they've got a little bit of cushion in the bank to be able to afford to do things, whereas we had to wait to ticket sales before we could actually do anything to spend money, because we were basically, spent it all on making it grand and as big as we could to inspire people to create art and theme camps and stuff like that. And it's been, I think it's only way is up for me, I suppose. Good old classic quote.
Yeah, with the social media as well, I think the more people participating in the discussions and keeping it alive, I think that's we have to keep it alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the community's here for it, and it's great to see it growing. And I don't think it'll grow too much more. We're sort of getting close to capacity here, regards to site size, unless we rejig a few things. We have got other places on the property we can access. And it was good as driving down today and I saw the owner of the land come through, had a nice chat with her, and she's really supportive of it all, comes down and watches it all and has a good time, and gets to go home and go to bed after a nice warm shower, which would be lovely. Although there are warm showers here if you know where to look, or if you're working on the work team. Yeah, that was luxury for the first few years. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, showers and everything for everyone.
So the future, I mean, it's we do need the I guess the virgins, the new people in and new fresh ideas, ways of looking at things and running things. So
yeah, absolutely, and just getting different people's ideas on what they want to create the event into, and how it will look in the future. Because if you just stay the same, then it's just it won't last as long.
Yeah. So you had quite a good number of volunteers this year, which means you have that luxury too.
Yeah, that blew my mind when I remember I only got here on the Monday afternoon, I think it was, and set up camp. And I think the guys had been on site for about 3 weeks before that. And then I went down to one of the meetings we had at the kitchen up here, and it looked like there was about 200 volunteers here to set the bloody thing up. And I was like, holy cow, how do we feed all these people? This is unbelievable. But so the engagement in volunteerism is quite huge, and it's amazing people just volunteering their own time to be able to build things for the community, and it's absolutely mind blowing, that sort of stuff. I love it, absolutely love it.
Yeah, and Blazing Swan is different, as they have the 11th principle, which is consent.
That is correct.
And they've also added a new volunteer role, which is the Exodus crew.
Yes, I can't talk to you about that because I have no idea about it. I'm about to find out about it soon because we're about to start Exodus.
No, but that's a good initiative. I think it's different to the other, I guess, gatherings or festivals. You got to look after your people.
Yeah, that's why we shut music down at midnight tonight, because most people that drive home tonight, we want to make sure they get a good bit of sleep and rest before they drive. The 4 hours back to the city, 3.5, 4 hours. And most of them do it in the afternoon, which is a worry because then you got the sunlight in your eyes. So we're just trying to minimise the amount of harm on people or minimise risk driving back to Perth, because we have been out here for 7, if not more days if you're a volunteer. And it can be tiring and emotional.
All right, cool.
All right.
Any shout outs? Who else is in the crew that you want to mention?
So the main crew I've been working with, so all the event ops teams, with Vita and good old Louis, who started doing the stuff back in the day, well before Blazing Swan, up in the sand dunes of Lancelin, back in 2008, or might have even been earlier, that might have been 2005. He started doing his own little burns up there. He's the original instigator and he's chairman at the moment, so he's been stressed as hell. So shout out to him for being able to hold it all together and making it through. And just, all the rangers and what other crew, all the DPW crew sometimes cause more havoc than they fix, but that's DPW. And and just all the other crew. It's just everyone that's been involved, even just the theme camps themselves. Amount of work theme camps.
The theme camps.
Amount of work theme camps put in. Everyone just thinks, they just do a theme camp out here for a week. it takes forever and a day to be able to get all that stuff together back in the city, plan it, spend the money on it, logistics to get all that in sight, then to build it, and then to pull it down after you've had a long, long week, or probably 2 weeks building, partying, and pulling down, and then getting back to the city, and then never wanting to do it ever again. And 3 months later, they forget how bad it was and remember the good stuff and do it again. So, yeah, theme camps that's the lifeblood of Blazing Swan, really.
Theme camps and the art. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I just want to say a shout out to you too, Ollie, for contributing to, formation of Blazing Swan, building the community, and also keeping, you're still part of it. Yeah, you're still here.
Yep, I'm still stupidly doing crazy hours and event management, and all volunteer, having fun.
Well, what's the main reason why do you do it? I mean,
it's about to me it's for community and creating a space for people to enjoy and express themselves, and just going out and just having all the people together. It's just a good time. It's a really good time. So just enabling people to be who they want to be out in the space where they want to have fun, creating art and camps and all sorts of stuff and cars and whatever. Yeah.
So Blazing Swan is not a doof. It's not a festival.
No. Depends on who goes. It depends on who goes, really, what they attend it for. It can be just a doof if you want to make it a doof. But if you look deeper behind the scenes, it's a community. It's people putting stuff on for other people to make them happy, whether it be big sound camps or small camps serving food, or just chill out camps or whatever it is, or libraries like I'm sitting in. It's all different. So it can be a doof, or it can be a very whole different experience indeed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, it's home. Yeah, it's home to a lot of people.
Yeah, people live for it. Some of the people just live to blaze. And it's quite an amazing thing. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thanks very much for having a chat.
No worries, mate. Too easy. Great to chat with you. It has been way too long.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is just start up, just to chat to people, having it on record.
Yep.
And preserve it, and to keep this culture or this community alive.
No, awesome. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So we just started, and we're gonna move around, talk to Japan Burn, go to Dragon Burn, Burning Seed. We'll take this to Burning Seed and talk to some of the people working in the sausage factory. We'll have a chat with them, and it's more about, I guess, the collective part of it is the learning, the sharing, the networking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just helping each other get better and create a wider community.
Yeah, and this is the format I like anyway. So but the long form format, I think. It's
gets you engaged.
That's right. Yeah. Cool. All right. Thanks, Ollie.
All right. Too easy, mate.
Thanks to my earlier guests, Erin and William and Ollie, and also the library for letting us use the space. See you in the next episode with JJ and Wesley. Keep listening if you want to hear the outtakes for the Nina and Will show.
3, 2, suck my dick.
Yeah, I'm back.
Stevan, we're recording in 3, 2, suck my penis.
Yeah.
Which I think means we're starting.
Was that a sound check?
Yes. Yes, that was a sound check.
Checking that Nina's accessories aren't coming through too much.
Did you get the vape smell there?
We haven't invented the smell edition.
Mm-hmm.
Internet is pretty shitty, so.
Namle, you're meant to start now. Start the podcast.
Correct.
Namle, start the podcast. Stevan. Is he going?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Start the podcast.
Can you hear Nina? And can you hear me?
Is it this maybe? I can hear me though.
Can I call you? Hold on.
Okay. Can you not? Namle, can you hear us? Of course the problem's at his end. Are we recording this? Brilliant. Mate, I gave you the sticker. This is not your fucking problem. Do you want to just run it without him? Because I'm going to have to go in like 20 minutes. And then you'll have to put me in there.
Is that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, got you.
Can you hear us though?
Hello. Are we lagging?
Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Is the internet on?
Oh, fuck
Is
me.
the internet on?
How would you be talking to us
Yes,
if the
yes, I
internet?
can hear you now.
Even if the internet wasn't fucking on,
But
we
it's
wouldn't be
very
able to hear you.
scatty.
You're
It's
coming on
okay.
signal, for fuck's sake.
It's pretty bad. Bad connection.
Namely,
internet.
we're in a fucking paddock.
Hello?
Of course it's a bad fucking connection.
Hold on, I thought you got
Oh,
the silent button.
also, it's not us, it's you.
Yeah, I think it's me. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
we're
that's
actually
right.
recording. So do you want to start the podcast?
Okay, so
Go.
let's. Yes, tell us your setup. Is
Well-
it actually working? Have you guys recorded some
Oh my god, will you shoot me
other
in the
audio?
fucking dick?
Hold on.
Steven, we're recording
Hello,
now.
hello, check.
Steven, we're recording now. Steven.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool. So go. Start the podcast.
Hello. A Bonzaar welcome to everyone. This episode will take a look at Blazing Swan, the Kulin township, and the Blaze community. So, who do we have with us today? There's a panel of people here, and as well as some audience.
That's right, Steven. So today we have me. I'm Honey Badger, and I'm here representing the cat herders
Who
of
do we have? Hello.
Blazing Swan. And we also have on the couch with us Will.
Yep, that's me. That's me.
And Will, who are you?
Well, I'm Will.
Will, you are.
I run the internet out of the theme camp. I'm most well known for having a mum.
And Will's mom is in the audience here. She may be on the podcast later. Hi, Erin.
She is. She's the runner of the camp and a Kulin local.
Because Kulin is where Blazing Swan is held.
It is. So we pull that fact out as much as possible because as soon as you say, "Yeah, no, I was actually born here," you instantly gain a lot of rep.
So many friends.
You get a lot of hugs really quickly.
So, Will, what does your camp do?
We just play loud music.
No, come on. That's true, but like...
We play the loud music that no one else...
But some of your
is
blurbs
playing.
and your like music events are really hilariously named.
That's true. We do try to theme it up quite a lot because
What's it?
otherwise-
Control Alt Dance?
Control Alt Dance. What do we have? Any
I
other
don't
good
fucking
ones?
remember.
Megabyte Mixdown, D&D Mix 2.3 Final.lab. Which,
They're like in my head. You're like the late '90s nerds who grew up on the internet
yeah.
and then discovered Friends.
Well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Sick. We also have Will's wife here, so he
We
made
do.
a friend.
She's here.
She's
looking
laughing
me
at
and
us.
Laughing.
Yeah. And I don't know what I do. I first started the Camp Shit Gift.
How did you start
But
Shit Gift?
fuck yeah, I started Shit Gift. So I'm the cause of Shit Gift. It's a shit camp. We ran it for like $300 and it was shit and so much fun. We did Coon and Goon at noon, bitches. And then it kind of devolved into like goon showers, which are actually happening down the hill right now.
Yeah, I did see that.
We're like the bogan trash of the paddock. But I rage quit that because I didn't want to have to kill my friends.
I love walking past and you just see like
Fuckery.
2 people sitting in a gazebo looking grumpy with a bathtub out the front. And
Oh, so they've put the leftover ice in the bathtub today? They're doing ice baths and ice shots.
ice shots.
So if you, because the booze goes in the ice, and then if you put yourself in the ice, that's the ice bath. And then if you do that, you get an ice shot.
There you go.
People actually quite like it.
Yeah.
We try to do it on like the Monday when some people are leaving.
Yeah.
And we try to ask, are you driving? You get cordial. Are you not driving? You get vodka. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Camp Shit Gift is one of my favorite camps.
Have you ever made it to Spew Drew at you?
Spew Drew at you?
I think you'd like
no,
it, actually.
I haven't.
It's so much fun.
I did want to come this year because it was described as for people that like books but don't want to read.
Well, if you like being read at.
If you like being
So
read at.
many, many moons ago, Drew Barrymore wrote an autobiography, I assume with a ghostwriter, and it's called Little Girl Lost, the autobiography of a young Drew Barrymore. And I shit you not, this thing's going for like $100 on like A-Books or whatever, because there are no more copies. So one year, many moons ago, we have a shit gift tub at Shit Gift. So you can like leave a gift, take a gift, no moop, it all has to be shit. So somebody put this book in there and we were all, I don't know, fucked hungover. And so we started reading it. It's amazing. That woman, she's had a life. It's been difficult. We're lucky she's still here. She was like jacking her mom's credit card at 12 years old and like flying to LA with a friend to do blow with like movie stars.
I mean, who wasn't?
Anyone else. She'd been to rehab by the time she was 11. Like Drew's had a rough one. It's amazing she's where she is today, really. Yeah. So every day at a time, we read like a random selection of 5 pages of her autobiography. They've been doing it for like 5 years. They haven't finished the book.
I mean, it sounds like there's a lot to get through.
It is. There's so many activities, like so much life lived.
Yeah, I love the raw simplicity of Shit Gift.
Yeah.
We bring exactly what we need. And
I love when people come to the tub and try to take a gift and they're like, this is broken. And I'm like, can you, like, it's in the name, Shit Gift. We did have to draw the line one year, though.
Yeah.
We were going to poke holes in a condom with a needle and put it in the tub.
That is a bit far.
Because an unwanted pregnancy is a shitty gift.
That's a very bad gift.
And then we were like, is that also like legally liable? Oh, we can't do that.
That's true.
So that was the line.
As soon as the law came in, ethically, you didn't really mind.
That actually traumatized me. Do you want to hear about the incident of the dick hammering?
The dick hammering?
Correct.
I have no idea.
Or like, I don't have a penis, so it doesn't traumatize me as much as penis owners, but I assume you do have a penis, so like, do you want to not hear this?
All right. Let's go. This is not what I thought I was signing up for when I
Well, to be clear, podcast listeners, we were given no prompts, and the podcast host is AWOL, so this is now the Nina and Will show. Which means tell me if I'm talking too much. So it was many years ago. It was like 2019, I think. And like the event had ended and it was really hot. So like we packed down for a couple hours and then communally, without speaking, we're all just like, fuck it. And like boarded up the door and huddled in the marquee because we were just fucking hot and started like consuming everything we had left, let's say. Blah, blah, shit happened, blah, blah. My friend is naked because it was hot and who cares? And then like we're standing outside the table and he's got a hammer in his hand. No one knows why. And he's flopped his dick up on the table and he's just like tapping it with the fucking hammer. And we finally figure out what he's doing. And his boyfriend is like, whoa, I like that. Don't hurt it. And the rest of us are like, we like you. We don't want to, whoa. And he's just like completely glazed over, just like, tap on his dick. I'm like, I don't have a penis. Is that what you do with them?
When you have a penis, you do just sort of do stuff with it. I gotta say.
That's the impression I get.
I gotta say. And
but
like, I don't know.
Do that stuff with a hammer?
Sometimes you see a hammer and you go, I wonder.
You married this. Don't you look at me. You birthed this. We all blame your father, Will. So we're like, and he's like, he looks down and like catches what he's doing and is like, oh, and puts the hammer down. And we're like, okay. This kid had been like hanging out at our camp, this like 22-year-old Swede, and he picks up the hammer and we're like, oh, okay, whatever. And he's standing across the table. He picks up the hammer. He rears back with his arm. He brings that hammer down so hard, we all screamed and fell on the floor about an inch away from my friend's dick.
Oh my God.
And at that point, we were like, tonight is finished. You are not hanging out with us anymore. There was like silence. It was terrifying. And then we decided we needed to not be with each other and we needed to go make new normal friends and we all split.
That does seem that's the exiting incident.
It was a thing that happened.
There you go. That is kind of just a Blaze story.
Well, what's the blaziest thing that's ever happened at the internet?
At the internet.
Gremlin invasion?
Gremlin invasion.
Were they humans?
So we ran our church night.
You mean like 2 days ago?
Last night.
Okay.
Last night, we ran our church night Sunday after the Church of Belligerence, who were sort of an infamous theme camp
They were initiated because someone had had too much of the woo and the hippies.
Yeah, exactly.
And someone pitched a fucking fit one night and just apparently went on a massive ass rant, like you know him. And everybody there was like, "Oh my God, you're so belligerent. Like, if you were in a church, it would just be the Church of Belligerence." And he was like, "Yeah," and he made it.
Yeah, so sort of an anti-theme camp. They're against everything that you're for. And
if you try to get a drink, they won't serve you unless you scream "fuck you" at them.
Yeah, and then you'll get like some lemonade and a cigarette butt. That's a true story.
Oh, I was like, that's not far off the truth.
And so we ran our night where we're playing like heavy metal and intense dark music.
Dude, you had shockingly good music last night, because normally the church's music is just fucking terrible.
They are pretty rough.
So bad.
But so we're running our church night, and we've got a official church member on the decks, which was fun. We thought, and get
That's
them nice
cool.
and involved. So we're not just making fun of them or anything. It's we want to be friends here.
It's a love-hate relationship.
But of course, we didn't really consider that they would get in there and be belligerent. And
sorry. How did that not occur to you?
Very quickly, they started ducking into the back. They started tipping our paintings around, throwing our poor flamingo up into the ceiling.
Oh, mate, I've seen your marquee. I helped you put it up one year. Whatever they did probably helped.
And we were like, we can't get them out of here.
No, you shouldn't touch the artwork. I just meant the marquee itself. It's this like massive white piece of shit they bought for $1.
Whoa.
Sorry.
This is our brand new shiny marquee.
Oh shit, you bought a new marquee?
This is our brand new
I take it all
shiny
back.
marquee.
Never mind. You're a real boy.
Yeah. Mom's got the
You
bad
gave
ones.
the shit one to your mum?
Well, I mean, they were hers to start with.
Oh, I was going to say bad son, but never mind. You just like return gifted.
Yeah. Because the first year, so Mum's been coming every single year, every single Blaze.
Your stuff gets bigger and bigger.
Even the weird one.
Yeah.
The COVID one.
Yeah.
And which my wife went to instead of my birthday. So just a little fun fact.
And you married her. This is true fucking love. He piddles with himself. She skips your birthday. This is love.
And so Mum's been every single year. And she runs the camp Tin Horse Experience.
It's adorable.
It's
because the road out to site from the town of Kulin is the Tin Horse Highway.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly YouTube would know more about this than me, but like basically every farmer or house out there takes trash and turns it into a tin horse. So like oil drums. It's absolutely adorable. And my favorite is the used cop car.
Yes.
Because it gets me every time.
Every
it's
time.
like a joke tin horse art sculpture. It's like
we
Australian
thought
country
about
art.
We thought about putting out a Facebook post saying, "Hey guys, just let you know there's a cop on the
punchers
Tin
would
Horse
believe
Highway."
you. It's so funny. So Erin does crafting, so you can come and use like a tin of beans or whatever that she has obviously cleaned, and you can craft your own little tin horse.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still do the tin horse races?
Well, yeah, we've got the tin horses that you can take for walks. We didn't do any races this year. They do disappear, but they usually come back most of the time. But yeah,
so yeah, your mom does that.
So she runs the camp, and so we've got these two big white marquees, and we had this big sound system, and we thought, hey, what if we played music out at Swan? What if we just did that? And so,
but you live in Perth now.
We do. So we live in Perth.
You guys have to like come back here to.
Yeah. So we lug all of our stuff down, and we said for the first year we'll just be the same camp. We'll just have the two marquees, and at night we're sound, and during the day
we're craft.
And so we're down in the sound alley, and it's the least prepared we've ever been for a week of pure torture of sleeping in the sound alley.
You slept there?
Yeah, we did. We did sleep there.
I mean, you're at least young.
We didn't
you
do a
should
lot
know
of
better.
sleep.
I've never slept down there. So
I think Mom slept pretty well, actually.
So at Blaze, for people who haven't been, the site plan is done where there's like, they try to zone it for sound. So there's Sound Camp Alley where like the loud fuckers who what the fuck were they playing till 6 a.m. last night? I liked it. It was good. It was a bode, and it was good. So they stay down there, and most of them, this is how they survive. They don't actually camp there. They put their tents up here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you must have not known that.
Yeah, we didn't really think it through. We thought we'll all be together.
Yeah.
And so we'll sleep there, and then we'll wake up, and we'll live there, and then we spend the whole day.
We'll live there for a week, and we'll lose
then
our
we
minds.
play our own music even louder, and then you sleep to public transport playing hardcore trance at like 4 a.m. in the morning.
Have you been in Symbiosis?
We have.
I really like this camp, and I wish they'd play different music.
We feel that about a lot of things.
Yeah, okay.
That's why we started our own camp.
I'm not into the Psy trance, but like the kids who run it are super cool, and their camp setup's super cool. And here's a good one. Did you go into 6105? It's a new camp this year, Camp 6105. Do you know what the name means?
No.
It's the postcode for fucking Armadale.
I thought it was the postcode to somewhere. Armadale makes sense.
So for people who aren't from Perth, Armadale is a suburb of Perth that is
sort of the armpit of Perth.
Yes, I was going to say the meth capital of Perth.
That's Rockingham.
True. Oh, I have friends in Armadale. They come to me. I don't go down there. So apparently there's a camp of like bogans from Armadale, which I like respect. I'm going to go in there after this, actually.
They're gone.
I'm going to meet them. Oh, they're gone.
They're gone. They're out of here.
Fuckers.
Yeah, there's only 2 of them.
They did that whole thing with 2 people.
Yep.
Oh,
it's
like it was
crazy.
small, but not that small.
No, it's like it made put us to shame because we're 6 people.
I didn't say that. You said that.
But we did same kind of vibe over there of just like a couple of people who just wanted to bring something.
No, that's super cool. Like they did well. I would have said it was more than 2 people.
Yeah.
So I actually have to go run an event in about 20 minutes.
You're running the event.
Yeah. Would you like to hear about
questions?
Would you like to hear about have you been to my event?
It's you explain it to me.
So I run an event called Ask a Drunk Scientist. And yes, my friend Liz and I started it, but she's dumb and she moved back to Yankee Land, so now it's mine. And so we acquire a panel of scientists. I am on the panel because I'm an overeducated human. And basically just anybody with a background in science, or we have one mathematician because we love her. Whatever, we love her. She's great. She's a nude vomiter.
Wait, what about Paul?
He's just
he's also a mathematician.
Yeah, I fucking know.
He doesn't count at
and
all.
We also have Paul. We love him-ish, I guess. We have a Paul. But we've got like a botanist. We've got an ecologist this year. We're pretty heavy on geos and microbiologists. We've got a clinical psychologist. We have a vet. It's kind of all over the place. And then basically we just get shit-faced and the people ask us science. And half the time we answer with like really proper answers and it's really informative. And half the time we just scream science words at hunters. I can't describe it.
There was a lot of shitting on science.
One of our audience members has just arrived to this podcast and she's here because she literally attends this event every year. It's fabulous. But yeah, I have to go do that. So the point was, maybe we should wrap up my portion of the podcast with something. I don't know. What do you want? One more topic. What do you want to talk about?
I sort of thought you were inviting me to freestyle rap for a second.
Okay, let's do that.
Which I don't think I can do.
I've never done that. Let's see how that goes. I'm here at the place. I got flies up my nose. My thongs hurt.
That's about how I expected it to go. Yeah.
My thongs hurt. They're squishing in my toes. Let's never do that again.
It was your idea.
Hey, did you go to Shot Collar Jenga?
No, we didn't go to any of the shot collar things.
So I tried to go to Shot Collar Karaoke, but they were being respectful because it was during Welcome to Country, so they didn't want to be too loud. So they turned it into Shot Collar Jenga, and it fucking blew my mind.
Yeah.
I got the shock button. Paul Castle, I've named names. Paul the mathematician put the shot collar on. I signed a consent waiver, which I am absolutely sure was not like legal. And he gave me consent. And so it's big Jenga, and they write numbers on each block, 1 to 100. And the shot collar goes from 1 to 100 intensity. And so whichever block you're doing for the Jenga, that's what you get shocked. And you can only shock the person whilst they're actually touching the block.
Wow.
I know. There's some grimacing from the audience. Really They're wrong. It was fucking awesome.
We did really want to do the shot collar.
Whatever burners in the Australasia region are listening to this, you need to import shot collar Jenga. Also, Paul, if you're out there, you are a fucking pussy, and I had such a good time. There was another person there, Sarah from the church, and it was on 99, and she was like, Matt, whatever. Paul's like, give me 7. And I hit the beeper, and he's like, ah! He doesn't have high pain tolerance. Yeah, he's a pussy. All right, I think I've talked enough. Erin, would you like to come up here with your son? Yeah. Okay, we're going to have a handover now, and God knows where the podcast producer is, but thank you to our audio tech, PY, who's a magician and very grumpy about it. I'm trapped in cords.
You're gonna plonk in the corner, Mum.
That's amazing.
That's all right. Thanks for keeping it moving.
Stevan, are you fucking there? Stevan? 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 Stevan, are you there?
I don't know whose phone that is. It was here when we sat down.
Just give me a sec. We're going to try it on my phone.
He's a visionary. Which is fine, yeah.
Oh, shite, that's a long way down.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do.
It's a lot further than I thought.
Oh, sorry. He's there. It's just a technical issue. Sort his mic. Shit fuckery.
I'm remembering why we stopped using these kind of headphones for years.
Yeah. We had them on your holiday to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And we had to try and find overhead ones.
Yep.
It was sort of when they were just coming out. Because, yeah. And you guys would scratch your ears trying to put them in. Oh, hello.
You hear the world.
It's got a... It's that feeling like when you put...
Uh-huh. Yep, we'll need to rejig Mum's mic over there. Oh, you can smush back a little.
Open it as squishy as.
Oh.
Very sexy. Stevan.
Stevan, are you with us?
Stevan,
Is there
wake
a
up.
Stevan in the
Get
room?
your fuck out of bed, Stevan.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello,
hello.
we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
guys
cool, yes. Yeah, I heard you guys earlier on the messenger, but there was some feedback.
Sorry? Delphi would like to jump in when you're done.
Yeah.
So maybe a little shorter.
Yeah, we won't have much to say.
Hello? Hold on.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Stevan.
Uh,
Stevan.
Yeah, the signal's... Hello? The signal's not too great.
Can you hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
I can hear you, but it's not too great. It drops out now and then.
Yep.
That's all right. We got you.
Yeah, it just drops out now and then. So I can't really hear you guys.
Hello.
I think the messenger was better, but you couldn't hear me, right?
No, I don't think we had anything from
No,
you
they've just been ad-libbing.
the previous time, basically.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, as long as it's recorded. So how...
Okay, we're gonna go to Messenger now.
I think
Oh, that cut out.
I think we moved over.
I can't hear him. So.
Oh, you can't hear him.